Okay.
All right. There's been a few delays, but we're here to talk about our favorite Next Fest games.
Yes, for last month. There's some interesting stuff. Since it was October, I kind of went out of my way to try and play some scarier games. But I kind of, in the process, I kind of learned why there's a lot of horror games I just don't bother playing.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny, like, ever since Amnesia: The Dark Descent, there's this kind of common horror game trope that where it's either completely built around, or at least there's a section where you have to like run and hide from a monster. It's funny. It's funny. I learned from like one of Mandalore's latest videos on Soma. Was it Fractional? Is that their name? The studio's name. They even though they were the ones that pioneered, they also knew the lesson that doing that can get tedious after a while, and the scare has like a definite shelf life. So at least in Amnesia, if you fail enough times, the monster just despawns. Yeah. But there's a lot of horror demos I just didn't finish because I just did not want to deal with how much time I burnt through just trying to hide from a monster.
Yeah. I played a lot of spooky stuff as well, but not a lot of like traditional like horror type games. Nothing really survival horror-ish or like even that Amnesia style of game. There was one I played that felt like it was going in that direction. But then the demo stopped before anything scary happened. So it was just like wandering around a place that maybe will get scary later.
Yeah. Some of my picks that are on the scary side did have like one or two sections like that, but they were like brief and definitely not like the main conceit of like the game's like story or design. So that wasn't too bad. But another noteworthy thing about this Next Fest is that we both ended up playing like a ludicrous amount of point-and-click adventure games.
There was a lot of adventure games and like adventure game adjacent sort of things. I'd say like I'm also lumping in like all the various detective style games I played.
Yeah, so since that was like another noteworthy thing, I figured that we would, even though if they didn't make our top 5, wait, how many of them were in the Bussy Master series?
I didn't get around to any of the Bussy Master games, unfortunately.
Something I'm not familiar with.
I think my Steam safe search settings are hiding those from there.
Gosh, should I look up what that is right now? With,
I think
like,
Jeff
screen
might have
capture on.
posted something about it in the general chat of Discord. At some point, where did we talk about? I don't remember where Bussy Master showed up.
No, I'll have to do like a Control F for that later or something.
Just do a Google search, I'm sure.
Okay, Gratz. Oh, it's in the Gratz Guild Discord.
Okay.
But anyway, before we get to our top 5, I wanted to just really quickly just go through and like read off the very brief store page descriptions of the adventure game stuff we played. So I've got the I gotta switch out of studio mode for this real quick. I've got the headers for each of these primed to go, and I'll just read off each of these. So the first one I played as A Case of Fraud, right here. A short, non-linear detective adventure where every clue is hidden in plain sight. Carefully read and cross-reference documents to unravel a CEO's disappearance and expose a case of fraud. And basically the way this played, this is basically like the root trees are dead, but without the internet searching.
Okay.
Maybe that'll be a component in the full game. But yeah, that's more or less how it played.
Okay, I played Joyful Masks.
Let me bring that up. There we go.
Yeah. Step into the subconscious mind of a brilliant professor where memories twist, logic bends, and hidden truths await discovery through intricate puzzles. This is very much like an escape room style game. You're sort of just in a room sort of that seems to be constructed out of this person's memories, just trying to solve puzzles.
Cool. All right, I played The Last Case of John Morley. Step into the mind of John Morley, a 1940s detective on his final case. Explore shadowed places, long forgotten by time, and piece together crime scenes in a narrative adventure steeped in mystery, unexpected twists, and a truth buried for decades. So basically, so the demo is just him like waking up from some kind of trauma and then going back to his office and then getting a job to go to an abandoned house to solve a death there that a case that went cold, which is a death that happened there like a few decades prior. But anyway, it was cool. It was typical, like it's like a first person. You walk around like and you interact with objects and do puzzles that way, and it's neat and spooky.
Okay. Played Trace Definitive Edition, a point-and-click escape game set on a strange, desolate planet. Collect items and solve puzzles to unravel the mystery of this cryptic world. Description's very generic, but I enjoyed this. It was just a little slice of an escape room thing.
Cool.
I didn't really jump out as like doing anything super original, but I thought it did what it did pretty well.
Cool. All right, and then I played, where is it? Atomic Age. Criminal case in the cabaret stage, Atomic Age, a comedic, retro-futuristic 2D point-and-click adventure in the shape of the 50th and 60th years. So I picked this one out initially when looking for demos to play just because of the aesthetic, and also definitely reminded me of like classic like LucasArts adventure games like that. The demo, however, was very brief. You're just in like a record label's office, and you need part of your job interview is you need to figure out how to get out. So I guess it was technically an escape style, but it was charming enough, but definitely not enough in the demo to really hook me, at least to the point where I'd put it on one of my lists. So
okay. I played An Abyss of Dreams. Two worlds, one nightmare. Explore a gruesome orphanage, solve puzzles related to an inexplicable phenomenon, and dive into the depths of dreams to uncover otherworldly horrors. An Abyss of Dreams is a cosmic horror point-and-click game set during the Great Darkness. I'm going to talk about this one a bit because that is an awful description for what this game is. So, the Great Darkness described there is an actual period in the history of Quebec when they were under the governance of an extremely right-wing, oppressive, like Catholic hierarchy. Okay. So this is set at an orphanage run by a Catholic church with nuns, and two sisters are abandoned there after their mother dies in childbirth by their father. The nuns are very abusive. One of them's probably a pedophile. So there's very dark stuff going on. Yeah. And then when they go to sleep at night, one of them wakes up in this sort of like very kind of Lovecraftian inspired world. And there's weird stuff going on there.
Okay.
The first half of this game when you're in the orphanage is, I think it's done very well. Just the atmosphere is so oppressive and bleak. Once you get to the dream room, it's bad. Unfortunately, there's just a really bad puzzle there, and I didn't actually finish the demo. I think they've taken some feedback there, so hopefully that might get addressed. I might talk about just the bad puzzle design in Discord because I don't want to get too in-depth here. Suffice to say, this one's got a lot of promising stuff in it, but it has some issues to work out. But it is very unique, so I was impressed by the good parts of this.
Cool. All right, I played Midnight Saturn, a grizzled private eye in a sci-fi adventure takes a murder case no one else will touch. He's seen it all before, but nothing's prepared him for a conspiracy that leads off-world. Something big is about to happen. Whatever it is, it goes live at midnight.
Okay.
So this one definitely reminded me of, once again, like the old LucasArts adventure games. This one had more of a pixel art style to it compared to Atomic Age, so definitely of like the Scum variety. And it's also one where you get to kind of bounce between different locations, and so it kind of reminded me, I don't know, kind of sort of that in the pixel art kind of reminded me of like Norco in a way.
Oh, okay.
The writing definitely wasn't to like the caliber of Norco, but kind of the melancholy future aesthetic, and sort of like the like sort of noir crime drama kind of gave me those kind of similar vibes. But it was pretty neat. The demo ends in an interesting place too. It kind of leaves a cliffhanger. You're about to go talk to a suspect, but then the person you interviewed right before you go off screen, contacts someone, and it implies that they're not the person that you thought they were, and they're like ordering someone to take care of you.
Oh dear.
So, typical kind of crime drama cliffhanger. That was fun.
Nice.
All right, that was Midnight Saturn.
Okay, I played Goodnight Universe. You are Isaac, a 6-month-old baby developing mysterious psychic powers. What you want most is to be loved and accepted by your family, but a secretive tech corporation wants you for their own. So this is the new game from the developers of Before Your Eyes. If you know that game.
No, I don't.
It's a game where you sort of control it via webcam. That reacts to you blinking and stuff like that.
Interesting.
So you can play this with a webcam or without, and I went without because I don't know where my webcam is, and I didn't really want to bother setting it up.
Yeah.
If I could find it. So I don't know if I really got like the full intended experience, but this was cute and enjoyable. I thought it did its stuff very well. I'd be really curious to see exactly how the webcam stuff is implemented, but I liked what I saw here.
Cool. All right, this next one we both played.
Yeah, Servant of the Lake.
Where's the header for that? Here it is. Yes. So, begin your new job as a servant at the mysterious Vanderboom estate. Solve puzzles, serve the family, and uncover their dark alchemical secrets in Servant of the Lake, a new upcoming single-player point-and-click adventure in the Rusty Lake series. Mm-hmm. Well, we didn't have to clarify that, but yeah, this is the next game from the Rusty Lake people are kind of definitely have made a name for themselves.
Yeah,
for kind
they've got a very strong established brand.
Yes.
And this is very much in that wheelhouse.
Yeah. One thing I really liked about this demo is that for the most part, going through the demo and solving the puzzles felt pretty straightforward adventure game puzzle solving wise, but then the very last puzzle definitely has a little touch of Rusty Lake to it.
Oh yeah, was it when you're like getting the man ready for this day? Yeah, it's very very Rusty. Sometimes I kind of want to just do like a series where we play through all the Rusty Lake stuff because I know there's like a linked narrative involved there. So
but yeah, there's like just a weird sort of twinge of macabre. And
they love to blend that stuff
great.
in. That's good. Okay, I played Confidential Killings, and this has a tagline, but I don't remember what it was. A series of murders is shocking Hollywood. Use your detective skills, search the crime scene, find clues, solve the mystery. Who is pulling the strings behind these confidential killings? So this is a case of the Golden Idol.
Okay,
basically,
cool.
Exactly like that. Kind of set in like it's Hollywood. I want to say like late 60s or maybe into the 70s.
Okay.
It's got a good sense of style, and I thought the mysteries were very well done. I feel like I played quite a few of these like Golden Idol-esque demos by a while, and sometimes the mysteries just aren't very well constructed. But I think this one dodged that pretty well.
Okay.
And they do seem to have like a fairly strong like overarching narrative going through the two cases in the demo that I'd be curious to see more of. Not quite as out there or intriguing as the Golden Idol stuff, but this seems to be doing that sort of game pretty well.
Cool. Yeah, I hadn't really considered that. I obviously, with Golden Idol success, there's going to be a lot of not like copycats isn't the right word, but a lot of games that take inspiration from that formula, but actually writing an adequate mystery, like not only on its own, but that's going to plug into like a gameplay loop.
Yeah.
Well, is definitely going to be one of the biggest challenge for those ambitious souls trying to
replicate that. Yeah, there was one I played last Next Fest called City of Voices. That's maybe my favorite. Okay. It's actually from one of the Golden Idol writers.
Oh, cool.
Didn't get a chance to talk about it last
City of Voices, yeah.
All right. Another one we both played up next.
Yes.
Earth Must Die.
Where's the header for that? Okay, here we go. These moronic Terranoids think they can just roll in here and take over my beautiful Tyrithian kingdom. The kingdom that I built from the ground up with my bare hands and only sort of inherited from my dear, sweet, extremely dead father. This is complete bullshit, and I'm going to make them dead. But yeah, the definitely the one that drew me to this one was just sort of like the style and humor to it. Apparently, one character is voiced by Ben Starr.
Yeah, I saw that. That's good. I guess these developers have kind of made a name for themselves. They have a few adventure games before this that I think are supposed to be very similar in tone. I don't remember what they're called, though.
Yeah, it definitely has a bit of a darker sense of humor, which shows through.
Yeah, very black comedy. Lots of violence and just bodies getting exploded and whatnot. Oh, I love the nano planet stuff with the tower made of...
Oh, yeah.
Won't spoil too much of it, but yeah.
So basically, like, the main part of the demo after the prologue, you have to activate a device to search for planets to plunder resources from, but the button is malfunctioning, and the person that's meant to operate that machine has a pretty creative solution to fixing the button.
It's really something.
That involves shrinking yourself down and contacting a society that you formed specifically dedicated to button fixing. So it's very strange, but very fun. I guess almost kind of. I hate to make this comparison, but kind of Rick and Morty.
I can see that. Yeah,
or or a lot of the the jokes are not only dark but kind of revolve around sort of speculative fiction in a way.
Yeah, I think there's also like a good deal of like Douglas Adams influence in here, just like the goofy out there sci-fi stuff.
Definitely. Yep. But ironically enough, never actually got to Earth in the demo.
No.
I assume it's going to be involved in the full game.
I feel like there's at least like a 70% chance the Earth is actually destroyed at the end of this game.
That would be funny.
I would not be shocked.
That would be a good joke.
Yeah.
All right. This next one is one I played. Where are you? Scholar Adventure Mystery of Silence. This is probably the one I found the most interesting, like, aesthetically. Mystery of Silence is a point-and-click adventure game where William, a young writer in search of inspiration, enters an abbey shrouded in silence. What William finds within those walls is not just a story to tell, but a secret that should never be discovered. So basically you play as a writer that's invited to an isolated monk commune on like a remote island, but and you're just going there for inspiration, but all the monks on the island have taken a vow of silence, so none of them actually speak to you. So
interesting.
So there's no like dialogue or anything beyond William's sort of inner monologue, but it's an interesting way to sort of add a bit of a twist on both the narrative and puzzle solving. I found really appealing.
That does sound very interesting.
And it's also like dark and spooky, which is also fun.
Yeah.
Scholar Adventure Mystery of Silence.
Yeah. All right. I played Call of the Golden Valley. Just want to get that up there.
Yeah.
Your friend is missing in the Australian outback, and you must find her. Search the internet for clues, solve mysterious puzzles, and cover the conspiracy of the vanishing hikers of Golden Valley. This one was a tough cut to make from the rest of the list because I like this quite a bit. But the demo ended up being like pretty short and didn't really get into many of the mystery solving mechanics, so I left it off there. But it's pretty neat. It's not really point and click; it's more like fully 3D roam around. Okay. It does seem to have like a similar internet investigation mechanic to Root Trees, though not as fleshed out. But once again, like the demo was very short, so I don't know how deep that's going to get into. You also get like a cork board to connect stuff with. And this was the game where I found wombat poop. That I pooped
good.
That was fun. You have to photograph some wombats for some
cubic wombat poop.
Yep. But yeah, I like this one. It's out now, actually.
Oh, okay.
So I have to pick it up sometime.
Cool. Call of the Golden Valley. All right. This one I like a lot. Shadows of the Afterland. Madrid, 1960. A maid named Pilar dies. You arrive in the afterlife looking like Pilar, but speaking as Carolina, a police officer from the future. Possess the living and cross between worlds to uncover the truth behind a soul split between two identities in this point-and-click adventure. Now, this... I talked about some point-and-click adventures taking inspiration from classic LucasArts style stuff. This is definitely the most inspired by that sort of era of adventure gaming. And given the themes at play, definitely really reminds me a lot of Grim Fandango.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me.
But it was very fun. Some very fun art, animation, and characterization.
Cool.
But it starts off very strange. You start out as the woman named Pilar, and she's a nurse and a housewife, but she's taking time off to visit the zoo, and I guess there's a particular tiger that she likes to visit whenever she's feeling lonely and needs to like talk to somebody. And she visits the tiger, but then she kind of loses control of her own body, and then you see her soul come out of her, and then her body starts moving on its own, and it's about to jump into the polar bear den.
Oh, God.
But then as it jumps, it gets struck with lightning, and then that's when it immediately cuts to the afterlife, and then you see Pilar's ghost, but it's voiced by this other character, Carolina. And that's about as far as we get as sort of like any sort of clarification on what the mystery is. And then the rest of the adventure is figuring out a way out of this sort of afterlife that's sort of become kind of bureaucratic and procedural. And there's this like entire society set up around ushering souls on to different parts of the afterlife. Like, like there's one like building you can walk into where a guy whose business is just trying to convince people to get reincarnated, and he has like brochures and kind of sales pitches for that.
Oh, fun. Yeah, that's very, very Grim Fandango.
Yeah, but it was fun. I like this one a lot.
Oh, good.
I'll definitely be following this just to see where this kooky story goes.
Yeah.
But that's Shadows of the Afterland.
Okay. My last one here is The Berlin Apartment. This was the last demo I played for Next Fest, and it was also like, it almost made my honorable mentions list, but once again, the demo's pretty short. One apartment, many stories. Witness turning points in the lives of the inhabitants of an apartment in Berlin over the course of a whole century. So, it's like, I'm not quite sure it's like in the adventure game genre. It's closer to something like Edith Finch.
Oh, okay.
But there was enough stuff that was kind of like puzzle solving-ish that I wanted to include it. I also just wanted to highlight it because I did dig it quite a bit. But yeah, it's interesting. The demo jumps toward between like 3 different periods in Berlin's history. The first one is in like the late 80s, right before the fall of the Berlin Wall.
Okay.
The guy who's lonely and his roommate has just abandoned him, and he's talking to all his plants. And then someone from the other side of the wall throws him a paper airplane that flies in through the window, so he starts communicating with them.
Oh, that's fun.
And then there's one that seems to be set in the modern day or close to it, with a father and daughter who are renovating the apartment and kind of discovering its history. Okay. And then there's one during the rise of Nazi Germany, which seems pretty dark. And that one ends with this man who used to own a movie theater, but who is fleeing Germany, gets a brick thrown through his window. It's very interesting. I thought it was charming. The art style's really good. But yeah, I think this could be really good.
Cool. And the last one I played, this was also one of the last I played for Next Fest, it's Riddlewood Manor. Riddlewood Manor is a point-and-click adventure set in a haunted house that will try and kill you each step of your way. Overcome eerie logic puzzles to uncover a maze of mysterious rooms filled with dark secrets, spooky encounters, and hidden pathways. Optional jump scare warning is available. Okay. I did play, I'm not to brag, but I did play through it without the jump scare warning.
Okay. You're very brave.
Because I just wanted the authentic experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was fun. It's one of those games that kind of straddles this line between like spooky and silly. Like there's definitely like still like genuine like jump scares and like unsettling scenes and sounds and stuff, but also a lot of like very obvious like jokes and exaggerations and stuff, and some pretty decently engaging puzzles. I found like basically I think it seems like you're part of a sect of monks, and you're tasked with going into this haunted house and like exorcising the evil from it. And the house is occupied by a married couple and their daughter, and they each, I guess they each have some sort of thing going on. Like, at least in the demo, when I went into like the dining hall, the father was there, and I had to serve him breakfast, but I had to go down into the basement to get something for breakfast. I don't remember what it was, but obviously there are like demons and stuff I had to contend with. It was very fun, very cute, very charming. And this is also, I think, just came out.
Yeah, so I think I saw that.
I'll probably be checking that out. It'll probably be a good stream game.
Yeah, the name Riddlewood Manor is just laser targeted at me. I play so many games where you're in a manor solving riddles. This is just perfect.
Yeah, that was great. That's the adventure games we played that didn't make the list. But I think the top 2 in both of my top 5 lists could probably count as like adventure/mystery games.
Yeah, I have 2 in my top 5 that are definitely in that vein, and then like in my honorable mentions, there's a few that are like adventure game adjacent, even if they're not like mechanically similar. So yeah, there'll be plenty to talk about. It was a good time for puzzle solving. All right. Do you want me to get started, or do you want to go first?
I think the last time you went first, so I guess I could go first with my.
Sure.
So I'll start with my list of games I found interesting, and the first one I had on the list was Relooted.
Okay.
Let me bring this. These will have video footage for where we are. So I'll go over the Steam page description for that before kind of talking about my experience with it, and I'll just here. I'll play that in the background. Reclaim real African artifacts from Western museums in this African futurist heist game. Recruit crew members, plan escape routes, acquire the precious cargo, and bounce out of the joint as fast as you can. A crew, a job, a plan, and Relooted. Toss those ingredients together and you've got yourself a classic heist, but with a few twists. Your crew members are everyday citizens with pretty normal careers from different countries in Africa. The job is to liberate African artifacts from Western museums, and the plan, well, that's up to you to create. African future heist. Near the end of the 21st century, the political powers that be brokered a transatlantic returns treaty, promising the repatriation of African artifacts from museums. Good old-fashioned diplomacy was working until it wasn't. An amendment switched up the terms and conditions of which objects were to be returned. Museums, now knowing that only publicly displayed artifacts would be given back, were slowly removing artifacts from public display. When life gives you lemons and museums pulling shady moves, it's time to chuck the lemons back at life and try a new, stealthier form of diplomacy. You've got 70 of these artifacts to re-loot, all of which exist in real life and are of huge cultural, historical, and spiritual significance to the people they were taken from. Teamwork makes the heist work. It all starts with a troublesome little brother who, gets you into all sorts of messes. But thankfully, as Nomali, you'll meet more reliable crew members from different African countries. Recruit people from the classic hacker to your prim and proper grandma. Don't worry, grandma pulls her weight. Yeah, that's right there. That's her right there in the footage. She's fun. Case the joint. Plan ahead to lay the groundwork for a beautiful masterpiece of an escape. Check the getaway route, fiddle with puzzles and obstacles, and find spots to recruit the help of the right teammates. Get in, get out. Once you set the stage carefully and the artifact is sitting all pretty, looking quite not stolen, but no worries, you're going to fix that ASAP. This is the moment to perform. Plucking an artifact from its resting spot starts the countdown timer, and with Nomali's flow-based parkour abilities, escape should feel like you're in the fun. You're in the fun montage part of a heist movie, but if you slacked on the planning phase, you're going to pay for it. Key features: pull off heists, plan and prepare your escape route by solving puzzles and placing teammates in the right place. When you're ready, take the artifact and escape with Nomali's flow-based parkour abilities. Recruit a crew, meet and gradually recruit different team members with their unique abilities. Explore an African futurist setting. With a hideout based in South Africa, you'll see parts of Johannesburg imagined in the future. Reclaim real artifacts. Recover 70 artifacts that exist in real life, all of which are of huge cultural, historical, spiritual. Yeah, I already mentioned that. But yes, so
Great premise. I think.
yes, that's definitely the big draw of it's a really interesting idea. When I downloaded the demo and played it, I went into it thinking it was going to be sort of like a stealth game,
Okay.
but it really isn't that so much. So this is the tutorial right now. You're mostly learning your like parkour moveset. Really, it's more of kind of like a puzzle game where you kind of case a joint and plan out like a route of taking artifacts and then escaping. So you have your different sort of parkour abilities. You have some like gadgets to help you either maneuver around a space or to kind of get intel on the space. And then you have partners in your heist that can do different stuff. Like your obnoxious little brother can hack doors to open
Of course you can.
open them up. And then you have an acrobat that can like grapple onto different points and then swing you or pull you up to like the next story in a building. And then so I guess so this is the tutorial. You do the tutorial and then you get then it takes you sort of like the hub area here, and you get a chance to kind of talk to your different crew members, and then you get your first mission. It's some like creepy German lady that like collects skulls to phrenologically study them. Yeah, Fraulein M. Yeah, that's her name. But so yeah, here's the place, and you sort of have like a little drone that you kind of fly across like a 2-dimensional plane with, and to kind of show you all the locations of the artifacts. There's 3 artifacts to pick up, but once you pick one up, it starts a timer for you to take the rest of them and escape. So you kind of have to plan. You have to plan out your route of how you're going to pick them up and then escape with them. And how to get past like the various like security apparatus in the location. Oh yeah, Jeff, that's right. It is kind of like Teardown in that way.
Okay, yeah.
Where Teardown is like first person, but this is like 2D. It's like a 2D platformer version of Teardown. But yeah, I'm piloting this little drone flying back and forth, and then. When I first played through the demo, I definitely had like an unoptimal route of collecting artifacts. Oh, there we go. So yeah, here's one of the artifacts I need to pick up. It's a skeleton.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think all 3 of the artifacts are like body parts.
Yeah.
In this level, which is fun and gruesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, flying around with the drone, kind of pointing out where each artifact is. And then I have to decide which order I want to pick the artifacts up in, and then the path I'm going to take. And then the exit is in the far right. So you kind of plant your different crew members in different spots to help you, and then you execute your plan, which is like lots of like platforming. Let's see if I can skip to the part where I actually do that.
Go through the run.
Yeah. So I start putting people in place, kind of practicing some of the routing I'm doing. So right here, this is my acrobat guy.
Okay.
He grapples there, and I walk up to him, and he takes me up to the 2nd floor. There's a skeleton. Let's see. Click ahead. Oh, whoop. I clicked too far. Kind of hard to tell because like the Windows Media Player interface is kind of blocking the bottom of the screen. But yeah, you see in the upper left corner, there's my 3 objectives there. Pedro from the Amazon, Mangi Meli's skull, and the remains of Prince Alamehu. Sorry for poor pronunciation on those. Okay, yeah, I'm still putting stuff in place. And there's some other artifacts you can examine and kind of learn about. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. So I'm starting with... Okay, I'm running to like the leftmost artifact on the screen, and then I start the run here. And I've got my crew planted in where I want them. I start with Pedro from the Amazon. I pick it up, start parkouring through.
I see.
Rope up there, grab the skeleton, slide under there, drop down there. Oh, I picked up Mongi Meli's skull there. It was kind of hard to see. And then I have trouble kind of
getting the
wall jumping there. And then I guess those purple platforms, you can't climb up. You just slide down them.
Okay.
I jump across that chain.
Oh, there's your grapple.
Grapple up again.
Oh.
Jump through the glass.
Zip
Zip line
line.
down. And into the van.
Awesome.
It looks like it's a hover van because it's like
Yeah.
100 years later. It's fun.
I do like the kind of setup and then like very rapid payoff.
Yeah, that's a really fun sort of
Like gameplay
rhythm.
loop.
And then you're scored based on how well you do.
Okay. Oh, you only got 1 out of 2 collectibles.
Yeah, I don't know where that other collectible was. I only used 8 out of 9 speed boost. So like whenever you do a parkour thing, you can press the X button to get a speed boost.
Okay.
And I guess I missed one of those. And then there's a bit of a scene near the end where some strange thugs are accosting you under a tunnel, and I guess they work for like somebody that Trevor is indebted to,
Oh,
your
good.
younger brother. So that adds a bit of sort of conflict and texture to the story.
Nice.
So, but it looks really fun. I'm not sure if like it would be a fun stream game. Definitely the story aspect would be. I don't know how interesting watching me kind of figure out like a route through.
All the trial and setting stuff up, might be.
But still, it's a fun one. I'm definitely going to be paying attention to it. That's re-looted.
Okay.
Most of the bad reviews on Steam are because it's woke.
Yeah, I figured that. This is gonna piss off a very specific type of person.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, just be aware of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's relooted.
Okay. My first honorable mention will be Unsent.
Okay. You want me to play that?
Yeah.
Okay. Right here.
All right, Unsent. Here's from the Steam page. You'll like this game if you enjoy Mario, Psychonauts, or Banjo-Kazooie. You have a soft spot for steampunk weirdness and 70s vibes. You like just enough pressure to perform well. You live for hidden collectibles and 100% completion runs. You love getting to that spot you are clearly not supposed to reach. Unsent is a wacky 3D platformer set in a labyrinthine 70s-inspired post office. Freshly unemployed, Valentine takes a new job as a postman at the Unsentiment Department, where he must jump, dash, and fight his way through a labyrinth of lost letters, messages that were never meant to be unsent. The Unsentiment Department. The Unsentiment Department is the bureaucracy in the regulatory realm, the dimension where forgotten messages, misplaced mail, and emotional clutter all end up. It is extremely disorganized, and sometimes General Postmaster, the domineering and stubborn head of the Unsentiment Department, almost seems to enjoy the inefficiency of the system. Send the unsent. Your mission, deliver the undeliverable. Travel from dilapidated mansions to bleak suburban streets, connecting people who never got their closure. Each route hides collectibles, secret rooms, and strange characters will make you laugh, cry, and question the meaning of postage. Gameplay features expressive dynamic movement, dash, dive, vault your way through surreal postal landscapes. AAA quality character animation. Yes, we have actually had a AAA dev work on this. Right, a handcrafted world full of lovable oddballs and absurd bureaucracy. 2 levels packed with platforming challenges. Oh, this is in early access now, so this must be an early access.
Oh, okay.
2 levels packed with platforming challenges, hidden areas, emotional punchlines, really good jokes, a dad joke or two, hundreds of collectibles are waiting for perfectionists and explorers alike, a zany, wonderful soundtrack that grooves. So yeah, I played a few 3D platformers, but this was the one that I think was just the most unique. Like, it's obviously very Psychonauts inspired, just from the premise and a lot of the animation. This is your little tutorial section. Your little Valentine guy just got fired.
Oh, no.
Apparently he used to work for whatever agency in this world runs like superstitions. He was supposed to break people's mothers' backs if they stepped on cracks.
Oh, no.
He just wasn't up to the job.
That's a tough one.
But yeah, here's just where it teaches you the basic movement. You have a double jump and a midair dash, and if you dash, you reset your double jump, so you can spend quite a bit of time in the air. Maybe skip a little forward. Let me see. We can just watch him jump around a bit.
Sure.
At about 5 minutes is where he gets to like the meat of the demo.
Okay.
Yeah, here's the unsentiment department. This is where the art design really starts to pop.
Okay.
Also very Banjo-Kazooie inspired, I would say.
Okay.
From the collectibles and also this the little yips people make instead of actually talking.
Yeah, there's a few games on my list that have the Banjo-Kazooie style of dialogue.
Yeah, this is maybe my favorite NPC. Your tutorial NPC is just a guy with a sign for a face who lives in the walls.
Okay.
He's not supposed to be there. No one wants him there. No one even really wants his tutorials, but he persists. The demo was pretty short. You don't actually get to go out into the world to do any deliveries yet. This is mostly just to showcase the movement and like the character design and art design. Also, when I was recording this for footage, there's a section where it's supposed to teach you like combat mechanics, but it bugged out on me. Oops. Only in the run where I was recording stuff, the enemies just never spawned, and it just acted like I'd already killed them.
Oops.
You get like a mailbag that fires letters at enemies.
Okay.
You're supposed to kill some silverfish with it, but the silverfish just didn't show up. And the demo ends after a few platforming challenges right before you're supposed to get your first letter for delivery.
Okay.
But yeah, I really dug the art style and the humor, and the movement feels snappy and fun. And I'm really curious to see what other abilities you unlock, because they tease quite a few. Here I am clambering over various postal equipment. There's lucky pennies you find lying around almost everywhere.
Okay.
You spend those to unlock like character customization stuff. Like in the back half of the demo, I spend most of my time as like a peppermint heart guy.
Okay.
A different outfit. There's definitely something you can do to destroy this bird this guy is trying to protect, which is like a piggy bank or something. But I didn't do it. Also, there are like special stamps that seem to be the other main collectible. I tried just jumping on it to break it, but that didn't work. This is before I got my letter firing bag. I will say I'm a little confused about like the world building of this. I don't think it does a great job setting up its world in the demo. That's where a stamp spawns eventually after you unlock that mechanic. It seems like it's sort of going for like kind of like maybe an Inside Out sort of thing with Pixar, which sort of exists in people's like thoughts and emotions. But then I also don't really get the tie into like superstitions, or like why this guy is holiday themed. Like that kind of makes sense with mail, but not with like regulatory bureaucracy stuff. So I think it's something I really need to see in like the full game.
Yeah.
And I also really want to see like how the actual like levels are where you're out and delivering mail to someone. I think that's something I'd really like to see to get a better, fuller picture of the game. But what is here that I got to play worked pretty well, other than the weird bug with the enemies. It was fun just jumping around everywhere, collecting all the collectibles I could find. And I definitely didn't find everyone. I also like these pen guys who are just so like sad about their jobs.
Yeah, you just get that comes through just in like their sound.
Yeah, you can also definitely get a feel for like the Psychonauts inspiration, because like the boss here is like an army general type guy who definitely should not have this job.
Yeah.
I think he shows up. Oh, if you want to skip to like I think around the 27-minute mark is when I buy my new outfit. Daisy, why you gotta be like that? Oh, here. That's the guy who sells you customizable stuff. He lives inside a vault who might be his wife.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And Scamuel, definitely a guy you can trust.
Yeah.
There's your outfits.
All right, let's see. You get this. Oh, yep, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
The peppermint
Worth the
candy
investment. Okay, but yeah, it's in early access now. Apparently, 2 out of what are going to be 4 total levels are available now. So I might pick that up sometime. It seems like it'd be fun.
You said there was a boss fight?
No, I meant the boss of the post office.
Okay.
No, I can see if I can find where he is. But you just talk to him. I mean, he's probably going to be the final boss. He shows up around the 17-minute mark.
Okay.
But yeah, there's not much actual fighting you do in this demo since the one part enemies showed out. Yep, this is where Signface lives.
Oh, okay.
One of the spaces, maybe.
Yeah, I'll take Signface over the annoying absence of a lot of tutorials and a lot of demos I've played at NextFest.
But yeah, I enjoyed Signface. He was a fun guy. But yeah, that's Unsent. But I played Unsent, I played Bubsy, and I played the SpongeBob game. And I think the other 2 games are more polished. I think this one had the most heart and the most like creativity on display for me. So
figuratively and literally.
Yes. There, I got a little cat.
Okay, here he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely looks very pleasant.
Yeah. People think he got the job just because his name is General Postmaster.
Oh, yeah.
Like he had this name before the job.
Yeah.
He just got appointed. But yeah.
But that is...
Unsent.
All right, cool.
Yep.
All right. Yep. All right, my number 4 game, stuff I found interesting, is Don't Stop, Girly Pop.
Oh, yeah, I played this one as well. I didn't actually finish it. I got stuck at one point. I already played it for like an hour, and I knew you were going to cover it. So
I'm definitely an FPS veteran, but I still kind of struggle with like how like high octane some of this action is. But I'll go over like the Steam page stuff first. Spread the love. Don't Stop, Girly Pop is a Y2K arena movement shooter where standing still is not an option. Just don't stop moving. The faster you go, the more damage you deal, and the more you heal. DSG combines the riotous fun of boomer shooter mechanics with advanced contemporary movement abilities. Wave hopping combines the feeling of a classic bunny hop with modern ground slam, dash, and double jump mechanics to fling you into a fast, fluid, and precise flow state. Unleash the horrors. Guns with alt fires combine symbiotically with each other to create magical moments of complex interplay. Master a deep and dynamic combat system to generate high love scores and become the Cupid of Death. Destroy shareholder value. Mining Corp Tigris Nix wants to drain your world of the love, a natural force keeping your planet alive. Lay waste to its robot drones to heal the oasis. Kill them with kindness. Every point of damage dealt against a robot is one piece of the love released back into the environment and one step closer to the end of Tigris Nix. Dazzle your enemies by decorating your arms and guns with fabrics and ornaments. Add butterflies to your barrel. Paint yourself in pink chrome. And yes, dominate the battlefield in a quintuple denim masterpiece. So we were 90s kids.
Yeah.
And one memory I have about that is the biggest toy company, at least to me, was always Mattel. Mm-hmm. And the way Mattel marketed its toys, it was very sort of compartmentalized between, it was like Hot Wheels for boys and then Barbie for girls. Yeah. And I say that because this definitely feels like the Barbie to Ultra Kills Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
But the moment I like this is the first demo I played that I knew was going to end up on one of my lists somewhere, and if nothing else, I was just astounded by just how wholly and completely it knew what sort of vibe and aesthetic it wanted, and it succeeded in that with flying colors, literally.
Yeah.
But I was just really impressed by that. Like, obviously, this is it's one that's very novel to the sort of this style of game, and the gameplay is very fun. But as both John and I attribute to, it can get pretty like technical.
Yeah.
But I at least managed to clear the demo, and it was even regardless of how difficult it was definitely a good time. So you play Ember, which I don't know if you're like an android or something, but I think you're some sort of construct made purely out of love, which is like a natural resource in the planet that this takes place on. And you're invaded by some like, I don't know, some like Warhammer-ish space ogre civilization that's trying to mine your planet of its love. Here's a fairy commander talking to you.
Yeah.
And I like how they have like the magnifying glass over there's a lot of just funny little touches like that.
Yeah.
Like your handler, I forget her name, but instead of talking to you through some like just like codec screen or whatever, it's you literally bring up like a glittery pink Nokia flip phone that she talks to you through. And the best part of that is when you first encounter a boss, he tells you to surrender your planet, and then the phone like flips over to him to tell them no, which is just such a funny little touch.
Yeah.
But then you get captured and you have to bust your way out.
Don't get hit by trains while that's happening.
Yes.
I remember that happened to me a few times.
And I guess there's like a particular movement combo it keeps encouraging to use.
Yeah. Like it was like a...
Okay, yeah, there's the flip phone facing him.
It was like a slide and a crouch and a jump. I forget the exact order.
So yeah, there's a ground pound.
Oh, that's right.
And then I think a ground pound, jump, and then a dash. But that builds up your speed. So I guess like to get to like the actual gameplay, it's I guess it calls itself a movement shooter. It definitely feels like you're like a typical sort of Doom style boomer shooter, kind of like Dusk or Doom or other games like that. But it feels much more focused around movement, and it like your damage, both your damage and your survivability scales with how much like velocity you're able to generate in the like combat arena. But of course you while moving fast, you still have to like aim and shoot at bad guys, which could get more and more challenging as the faster you move. So it's just an interesting built-in both combat and difficulty loop. And of course, all your guns are very sort of like pink and fabulous,
and you can like bedazzle them. And,
yes, you can bedazzle your guns, and you can customize your own appearance. Right now, I think it's limited to just like different sort of textures. You can put like denim and flannel and plaid stuff on yourself.
Yeah, I had leopard print on mine, I believe.
I think. Yeah, here's me customizing my gun. I think I put like a shark on top of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there were definitely some sharks on mine.
But yeah,
very blahage core.
Yes. This is definitely a blahage. A lot of blahage energy in this
blahage
game.
punk, maybe.
Yes.
Is this the first of the genre?
Yes, blahage punk. Yeah, that's a great term for it. But the guns also have like really fun alternate fires. Yeah, that's kind of a boomer shooter mainstay.
Yeah.
Is like goofy and synergistic alt fires. So like the shotgun alt fire shoots like a portal that when you shoot through, it shoots bullets out of every direction of that gun. And then the next weapon you get after you get captured is like a wizard staff, which basically functions like the gravity gun. It'll pick up random objects and physics them into enemies. And then, gosh, what was the alt fire for that?
I don't remember.
I think maybe the alt fire was to pick up an object and then
left
with those like a gravity gun. And the last one you get in the demo is a submachine gun I can actually go to. Okay, yeah, here's the
Ember.
Yeah.
It's on the loose.
Yeah, this is our main big bad talking.
Mm-hmm.
There's some very subtle anti-capitalist messaging in this game. Because our ogre alien guy is just really obsessed with shareholder value.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's the wizard staff. Picking up crates and flinging them into enemies.
Does pretty good damage.
Yeah, I use that quite a lot. These bits kind of remind me of like Strange Scaffold in a way.
Yeah, it definitely
there's
has some kind of like a similar energy.
There's a lot of dialogue moments that are just like big letters on the screen with like voiceover behind them. Let's see if I can get some submachine gun footage. So the submachine gun, its alt fire is here it is. And its alt fire is a bubble gun that shoots pink bubbles. Very like a very popular sort of toy archetype in the 90s. But these pink bubbles like stick onto enemies and explode. So there is a combat function to them.
Yes, the bubbles have combat ability.
But then in the last level of the game, I don't know if you got here, John, or not.
Yeah, I think this is like where I couldn't get past like a few levels.
The last level of the game, you meet a new character, which is another 90s kid staple. It's a Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
And it adds sort of another wrinkle to the combat where it adds a timer that will reset whenever you kill an enemy. But if it counts down to 0, it self-destructs and kills you.
Yeah, I think this is where I couldn't get past. I remember the
I definitely died a few times
Yeah.
when I first played through the demo here. But then, if you're able to kill all the enemies, you get to the end, and he embeds himself into these rocks and explodes himself.
Yeah.
For the cause.
For the cause.
But yeah, just incredibly charming. I did not, unlike Reloaded, I did not see what the good and bad reviews for this are. But I assume the bad reviews for this are going to be for very similar reasons.
Yeah. Not enough Blahaj.
Yeah, not enough Blahaj.
Teasing us.
Yeah. But yeah, Don't Stop Girly Pop, very fun, very sort of addictive and energetic vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the end of the demo. Wishlist now join the Discord. And I didn't record it, but when you go to quit the game, it says the options are yes please or girl no. So very just
it's a very
really
self-assured game, I think.
Yes. Don't Stop Girly Pop.
Okay, we're gonna shift it down for my next honorable mention. That is Opus Prism Peak.
Okay.
All right. So last Next Fest, I had sort of a game that was like my best vibes game, which was Herdling, which did end up sneaking into my top 5. And this is going to be my best vibes pick for October 2025. It's a narrative. Oh, here, there's a description here. Opus Prism Peak is a narrative adventure where you play as a weary photographer stranded in the Dusklands, traveling with a girl who's lost her memories. Together, you'll uncover the mysteries of this land through your camera and find your way home. Features. Photography. Use your old analog camera to capture the perfect shot through framing, timing, exposure, focus, and filters. Photography in this game reflects how closely you look at the world, take in your surroundings, understand the desires of each spirit you meet, and uncover the world's secrets through your lens. Sacred Fireball. These shrines bearing aperture symbols connect different worlds and hold the secrets of the Dusklands. Figure out and capture the photos each fire demands to receive items and upgrades for your camera. A mysterious companion. The girl you meet in the Dusklands has no memory, only a faint sense that she must reach the distant Dusk Mountain. Together you'll journey through this strange land, but why is she even here, and can you bring her home? Wistful magical realism. This world mirrors reality, yet bears no trace of humanity. Only spirits in the forms of animals call this place home. Through careful observation, you'll uncover the reason humans no longer exist and the realm's true purpose. Dusklands Field Notes. A serious journal filled with photos and stories from the Dusklands past. Photograph clues along your journey and add them to your journal to identify spirits, piece together myths and decode ancient runes as you unravel the hidden mysteries of the world. Spiritual bonds. The spirits you encounter throughout the game may grow closer to you depending on your choices, quietly shaping what awaits at your destination. So yeah, this is extremely Ghibli inspired.
Okay.
You might be able to tell from a lot of the descriptions, and there's about to be a deer that shows up here that looks very Ghibli-esque.
Okay.
But yeah, you play as a photographer in his 40s whose life is falling apart. He's divorced. He's lost a couple jobs.
Oh, dear.
And the grandfather who raised him has just passed away, so you're going home for the funeral. But then you're in a car accident, and you wake up in this mysterious land full of spirits, and you meet a girl who has lost her memories. I assume the game kind of skips forward past the section. There's this initial little prologue section where you're a kid, Eugene, just taking pictures.
Oh, okay.
If you want to go to 2:45, I think that's when the deer shows up. We might be there already.
Okay, yeah. Hopefully it's a Miyazaki deer, not a Nichijou deer.
Yeah,
if you're familiar with Nichijou.
Yes, I love Nichijou.
That's
Here's the deer. Take a picture, and that's when this cuts out. And then we learn about how shitty his life has been.
Ah.
We don't really need to see that. Let's see. Yep, there's my picture of a deer. If you want to go to around 7... let's just go to 7 minutes. Or a good spot. There's a little in here, but that's where the gameplay picks back up. It's just a bit of a background movie, and then it skips forward into this section where you do some gameplay.
Okay.
That's the girl who's following you around. There's a mysterious abandoned train station. This is also where you meet your first spirit, who's a dog.
Oh, okay.
And Spirited Away, I think, is the most clear influence here. This weird spirit world.
Yeah, definitely.
You only see the one spirit in this trailer, but in this demo. But in the trailer, there's a lot of like other spirits who look fun. There's a big boar spirit, which is another like Miyazaki thing, like from Mononoke. There's a frog spirit who I think looks great. This is the dog.
Oh, okay.
There she is.
Ooh.
Also, the spirits also clearly seem to be inspired by people from this guy's life who he's lost touch with or can reconnect with. This is very much like... Oh, yeah, she kind of barreled through me and pushed me around there. I thought that was funny. But yeah, you get like sort of little puzzles here to photograph certain things. Like I have to do it to get some train tickets here. You just kind of observe this, start piecing together the history of this place. Although how much of this is actually real is definitely up for question. Or I would be surprised if the story goes in the direction of like this is all in this guy's head. Like,
yeah,
he's dreaming. They're putting a lot of work into sort of building out the metaphysical nature of this location. So I'd be kind of disappointed if that's the case, but I hope it's not. If you want to cut to... Let's see, where do I get to talk to the dog? How about around 10 minutes? That's where you have to take a picture of the spirit and they sort of pop into existence. Okay. The dog gives you some tasks to do. It looks like there might also be a bit of a translation aspect to this, because you keep finding these runes that seem to represent like a language or an alphabet, and you might be able to piece that together later, but that's not really in the demo.
Interesting.
Yeah, but this dog also seems to be inspired by like either like a childhood friend or maybe this guy's first girlfriend. It's kind of unclear in the one part where you see like the human this character might represent. But yeah, just piecing together the history of the spirits and also the history of this guy's friends and family is definitely going to be an ongoing thing. But I just really loved all the spirit designs, the very Ghibli and Miyazaki-esque vibes of the place. You have a big journal you're also like supposed to be filling out with like history and clues and whatnot. That seems like it's going to be another big gameplay mechanic. This is from a company that I guess has been doing a lot of like sort of narrative, like kind of puzzle light sort of games like this. Though I guess they've like mostly been sort of sci-fi before this.
Oh, okay.
So digging this direction. If you want to skip ahead to about 18 minutes. We kind of skip to the next section, which is a very dreamy, sort of more atmospheric section. So we wake up in this like foggy area. But yeah, there's not a ton of stuff to do in the demo. It's fairly short, but yeah, it really just won me over with atmosphere and setting stuff, and just like I said, just general vibes.
Yeah,
nothing as cute in here as the animals and hurdling, but it definitely, I feel like it's a good inheritor to that award. But oh yeah, I was gonna like keep track of when stuff is coming out. Like this game is coming out later this year, but it doesn't have a set release date yet. Unsent, like I said previously, is already out in early access at least. And Don't Stop Girly Pop just has a coming soon.
Okay.
But yeah, there's my little journal full of information. But yeah, that's Opus Prism Peak.
I think Reloaded is also just coming soon.
Yeah. There's another Eugene Age 7 flashback. It is fully voice acted. I might, if I ever end up like playing the full thing, I might switch to Japanese voice acting, though it feels more appropriate. If it has it, I guess. I think the developer's actually Taiwanese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So probably like Chinese then.
Yeah. I'm not sure which dialect is spoken.
Whatever sort of native dialect.
Yeah. There's the year again. But yeah, that's the demo end, and then it just shows a trailer. If you want to see more like wacky spirits, they do show up in the trailer. Like I like the big boar. There's frog.
Boar. Dog.
Maybe a ferret, gazelle, all sorts of stuff. And I, like several of the games I ended up playing have like photography elements. So
interesting. Neat.
Yeah. One of my top 5 is also photography based.
All right.
Yeah.
Opus
Prism Peak. I think Opus is sort of the name of this company's like series of games. Like you see, like they just had like a list of all their other Opus games down there.
Cool.
I assume it's Opus as in Magnum Opus, but I always think of like the Penguin comic when I hear Opus, so that's a little odd for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right. My third game is one we both played because we played it together.
Well, we did play it.
We
together.
streamed it.
We sure did.
And I uploaded the stream to YouTube, and we got a comment left by the developer.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was pretty neat. Finch and Archie. Here we go. And this is just the VOD from the stream, so we've got our
standard.
So I got to.
Oh no, it's my voice. Yes. I hate it.
Yes. That's loud. I wonder if I can turn that down.
Yeah, there's got to be some sort of volume control there.
I'll bring it down to 25. But yep, This is Finch and Archie. It's a co-op noir mystery. Here, let me bring up the. Okay, an episodic co-op noir murder mystery. Play as one half of a crime-fighting duo, the detective Jack Finch and his police dog Archie. Use your deduction skills and sense of smell. Excuse me. To find evidence, interrogate suspects, and catch the culprit in a gritty story set in the Great Depression. The careless romance and glamour of the roaring 20s in America are over. Poverty and crime run rampant in the grimy streets of the Great Depression. Jack Finch, a reclusive but hard-nosed detective, has sworn he'll never work with another partner again. But his boss doesn't much care about him vowing to work alone. And soon he finds himself teamed up with the newly graduated police dog Archie. He might want nothing to do with the spunky canine, but with a mass murderer on the loose and an ever-growing case file, the new team has to learn to work together if they want to catch the culprit and restore peace to the city. Co-op play. Choose the cop or the dog. Finch and Archie is a two-player co-op. You can choose to be either Weather Detective Jack Finch or the good boy Archie. Please don't fight over who gets to be the dog.
we traded it off. So
yeah, we did. Find a way to communicate with your partner. Because you are a human-dog partnership, communication does not come easy. You'll have to be creative to explain your findings to your partner. The mystery cannot be solved without sharing evidence between yourselves, but unless you speak dog or can bark in human, you'll need to find creative ways to communicate with your partner. More on that later.
Yeah, that's the one kind of big hiccup we ran into.
Bring your unique skills to the investigation. Both Finch and Archie bring their own strengths and unique skills to the investigation. Use either your magnifying glass or your excellent sense of smell to find and gather evidence that will help you with your case. Interrogate suspects and witnesses. Suspects can be as wily as witnesses can be unreliable. Question their motives, find out their alibis, poke holes in their testimonies, and use evidence to catch them in lies and contradictions. Another night, another case. Dive deep into a collection of hard-boiled noir crime stories set in the Great Depression. Finch and Archie is an episodic game, and each episode opens a new investigation, but they are all tied into an overarching story. All right, so John was actually the one that picked this one out.
I thought this was just another detective game, but then when I started to play it, I found out it was co-op only, so I roped you into playing it as well.
Yes. And since you picked it out, you got to play the dog, but you ended up just playing the dog for the
prologue, and then you played the dog in the first. What was present of the first chapter in the demo? Because I think it ended before we actually solved the case.
And in the prologue, I played Finch, and you played not Max. Archie, another dog.
I think it was named Max.
And the fact that it wasn't named Archie didn't...
Yeah. Listen, if I had known the developer was going to comment on the video, I probably would not have made so many dead dog jokes. So I'll put that out there. But yeah, Max is, very clearly not going to be around for the remainder of the game.
Who knows, maybe he just retires after this case.
I would hope so.
But no... Unfortunately, during this tutorial level, Max runs ahead to chase after our perp.
Yeah, who is wearing a dog skull on his head.
That's right, I forgot.
It's like, Max, come on.
Let's cut to that.
There's me interrogating a cat.
Oh, yeah. Here's the cutscene playing. And you hear us lamenting. Oh, no. Oh, Max.
I hope the dog is named Max. If it's not, I'm going to feel a little...
I'm pretty sure it was Max. Yeah. I guess we can go back and check to make sure. Oh. Yeah, Max.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's us predicting that Max is going to die. But we've played a lot of co-op games, co-op puzzle / mystery games, and this one ended up on my list just because I really found the concept and gameplay novel.
Yeah,
in a world, particularly among other co-op games.
Yeah, we played a lot of co-op demos over these Next Fest, and none of them have really, I think, stood out as much as this one did. They're all very operating in a very similar space before this. Just a lot of various escape rooms type stuff.
Yeah,
including some of the other ones we played this year.
But
this one has a very unique concept, much more focused on investigation and discovering clues.
Yeah. So each person is presented with adventure game style conundrums unique to themselves that then requires some kind of assistance from your partner, and that's kind of how the co-op aspect gets mixed in.
And there's a hiccup in the game. It's how you're meant to pass information back and forth.
Yes, because
it's kind of awkward.
Because one of you plays a dog that doesn't speak English and doesn't quite understand English either. You're very limited in how you're able to communicate concepts and ideas, and so you're restricted to one-syllable words only. And which is definitely interesting, a good way to kind of add challenge, but we at the very end of our demo playthrough, we kind of
I think we definitely ran up into the limits of the system. It works when you're operating with more simple concepts, I think. Definitely in the prologue, I don't think we had much trouble.
Yeah.
And even early in the first chapter, I think we were able to do stuff kind of effectively. But the real the big stumbling block we ran into was like you found like some sort of code you needed to send me, and I had
Yeah.
a phone call I needed to
Yeah,
make.
you needed to make a phone call, and you needed to. You're
Yeah.
talking to the operator. You had to give the operator an area code and a state,
Yeah.
which was information I was privy to, and I had to communicate to you.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I just did not know how to communicate
Yeah,
either
I think-
of those with one
Yeah.
syllable words. Though, in hindsight, I do think I probably, at least I think I could have figured out a way to communicate the state.
Yeah.
But the area code is just a series of letters, and I'm not sure
Yeah.
how that would work with the limitations in place. But the state was Illinois, and I think I could have said something like home of bear
Yeah.
bull
Yeah. Stuff
cubs.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You also really limited like what words the dictionary of the game has in it.
Yeah.
Like I've been playing some of the old King's Quest games for like a possible like stream project, and one of the issues those games have is also that like the parser doesn't know every word, so like you'll
limited
type something in
vocabulary.
that should work, but like doesn't just because it doesn't have that word in it. Like I did run into that frustration at times. Like I think we ended up using like woman for like a variety of terms, like whenever any female character was involved, because like there was just like no other word.
Yeah,
Like
we
red
couldn't even
woman.
use woman actually.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I ended up using
Oh, yeah, 'cause
lass.
Yeah, because woman is too.
It's 2 syllables.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
was
don't remember if
lady.
it was girl we used, or lass. You're right.
Lass. It was. Yeah. Because lady, girl, woman are all 2
Yeah.
syllables. But yeah, I think I don't know what you would change about it because I do think that restriction is interesting enough to
Yeah.
warrant its presence there.
But yeah,
But,
it definitely needs some like polishing. I think
Yeah.
they really need to just like maybe like build the puzzles more around like what information you need to pass back and forth to make sure there's like options there. Because I think like the second like thing you needed to pass to me was like a business or something too, or it was like an area code or something like ARM. I don't remember. But yeah, I and we also ran into the problem like I didn't really know what information to ask for.
Yeah.
'Cause I knew you had something, but I didn't know what clue I was working on that it needed. Like maybe I should have messed with the phone more to really help out.
Yeah. The good thing, though, is that because most of the challenge comes with, like,
Yeah.
the limits to how you can communicate, it's also really easy to cheat. If you
Yeah,
need
if you're stuck for long enough, you can just start talking, which
Yeah.
we did eventually.
Yeah. So, but the footage here is kind of a gist of what kind of the gameplay is here. John is Finch on the left side, and he's talking with human witnesses and
Yeah.
suspects, and I'm doing the same with animals.
Yeah, you've got like a mouse and a pigeon to talk to. I
Yeah.
remember that much.
Yeah, and there's like a pretty like
Oh
lady
yeah, like
poodle.
a poodle or something. Yeah, with the lounge singer.
Yeah, she's like the lounge singer's dog,
Yeah.
and we're investigating a murder inside this bar,
Yeah.
this club, and I think it's the club owner that was killed.
I don't think so. I think it was a patron.
Oh, okay.
Like the guy behind the bar, I think is the owner.
Oh, okay.
This guy just like spent too much time there. Was also cheating on his wife with the lounge
Yeah.
singer, but that's not apparent at first.
That's one of the things you kind of
discover.
uncover during your investigation, and as you also uncover that the lounge singer is pregnant.
Yes, Purgante.
Yes, Pregante, which I also had to communicate to John.
Yeah, that was tricky.
Words.
Has baby in?
Yeah, something like
not
that.
baby. Kid in?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun.
It does produce some really wacky sentences.
Yes,
So it has that going for it.
there's definitely some good comedy there and trying to overcome that particular hurdle.
Yeah.
But well, as we said earlier, I was just very kind of swept up by how novel the concept is for a co-op mystery puzzle solving game.
Of all the co-op games we've tried over the next stuff, I think this is one of the ones I'd be most interested in checking out on stream.
Yeah, definitely, especially if the dev's going to be
Yeah, gonna
watching
be
us.
hanging out.
Yeah. But yeah, this is fun. It's Finch and Archie. Does it have a release date?
Let me check. Q4 2026. So a ways off a bit.
Yeah,
they do have
about a year.
A date in mind.
All right, Finch and Archie.
All right, my third honorable mention is Tears of Metal.
Okay.
So, like, a lot of, like, whenever I play, like, story-based games or, like, more, like, narrative stuff, it's usually on stream. So a lot of the games, like, my Steam account sees me playing are, like, roguelikes like Balatro or Slay the Spy or most recently Ball Pit. So, like, whenever Next Fest first comes up with, like, suggestions for me, I get a ton of roguelike stuff.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I get, like, a glut of those. So I usually only play, like, a couple of them. But Tears of Metal managed to break through the recommendations I got and really impressed me. This is a roguelike kind of Dynasty Warriors style.
Oh, okay.
You play as, like, a Scottish, like, clan leader leading your men in battle against the English. Unfortunately, I couldn't start a fresh save when I was going to gather footage, so I just, like, started a couple runs. And then when I went to start a third run, the game bugged out and I couldn't advance. So this is just footage of a couple of my runs. You can kind of see the basic combat here. You got your gang of troops leading them against the... Oh, wait, I forgot we're reading the Steam description.
That's all right.
Tears of Metal is a medieval hack-and-slash co-op roguelike. Carve through hordes of enemies to reclaim your island with the help of your formidable Scottish battalion. As you advance deeper into the trenches, cover more about the mysterious dragon meteor and the treacherous enemy invasion. So yeah, the knights you fight start out, like, normal enough, but stuff gets weird as you get deeper into the run. Reconquer your island. Carve through hordes of enemies on vast battlefields by yourself or with your friends. Difficult challenges await at every turn. Fight your way through the island and wield unique combinations of mighty powers on every attempt. Rally more Scottish troops and grant them permanent upgrades as they acquire experience and grow stronger. The Dragonstone Meteor event brought swarms of occupiers to your doors, and along with it, mysterious and dangerous powers. Inscribe your name in legends and lead your troops in a campaign to reclaim your home. Combine powerful upgrades. Obtain powerful upgrades and combine them with over 100 artifacts to create distinctive and devastating builds. Choose from multiple unique playable heroes and unleash increasingly explosive and lethal attacks directly from the front lines. As the action unfolds, prepare to face the ominous power mined from the Dragonstone. Improve your soldiers. Your soldiers gain permanent skills between campaigns. This was one of the things I really thought was interesting. Recruit, upgrade, and fight alongside them as they become essential assets in your upcoming battles. So you have sort of like these little battlefield commanders who fight alongside you. Like that big lady with the red hair is kind of one, but there's two more normal-looking guys here. Like Sorcha there, who's talking to me. So, like, one of my main commanders. But these guys can get into trouble on the battlefield, so you have to go rescue them.
Okay.
And if they get killed, they're sort of down and out until you revive them.
Okay.
Like your between run stuff.
Yeah.
They're also upgradable, like your main character is. Which is interesting.
I think there's that. I think that's a bit of a mechanic in Dynasty Warriors too.
Yeah. Also, like they're like tied into like which sort of like unit of troops you're adding to your army. So you have like archer commanders, lancer commanders, swordsman commanders. Yeah. Expand your settlement and unlock new ways to play. Expand your settlement between campaigns to gain access to new shops and buy permanent upgrades, or even unlock difficult challenges for greater rewards. Complete special objectives to discover new artifacts, playable characters, cosmetics, upgrades, and combos. There's plenty of secrets to traverse the war-torn battlefields. Also here, play solo or in co-op. Reconquer your island with your friends, or by yourself through over 45 handcrafted environments with endless opportunities for unique scenarios and objectives. Invite friends to join your campaign and share the glories of victory.
Nice.
But yeah, it's just like I think like I've been really like digging roguelikes where just like the basic mechanic is a lot more fun, which is why I had so much fun with Ball Pit. Moving around to that, and this one it's just fun like cutting through hordes of soldiers.
Yeah,
like those larger knights you see there are sort of like the mini bosses of the campaign. There's a parry mechanic there that you need to exploit to really take those down efficiently without taking much damage. But the parry's fairly generous, I thought. Like there's treasure chests that drop with money, and then treasure chests that you have to spend money to unlock, and those usually contain like artifacts that can enhance your build. And then whenever you clear a section of the map, you get like a sort of like it's mostly similar to like a boon in Hades. Like see those various symbols on the map, like the angel eye or the sort of the green Triskelion. Those are all different sort of clans you can get like upgrades from. Like there were like 3 clans in the demo that I saw, but there's only 2 of them on the map right now. Like the angel clan kind of had like a mechanic where you could like fracture, or no, that was the pink thing. The angel clan had like sort of like a mechanic, sort of like creating like zones that could move enemies around and do damage to them.
Okay.
And then the green clan had like hitting enemies could spawn orbs that would power you up. And there was another clan that focused on like debuffing enemies and then doing more damage to enemies that had the debuff and spreading it around. So that's sort of the basic building mechanic in the game, picking up artifacts and picking up powers. But yeah, they were all pretty fun to use. I liked the orb mechanic, I think, the most. That was fun. I just like gathering orbs. And you could generate so many orbs.
Oh, nice.
But yeah. There's only the 1 playable character in the demo, but I think there's going to be at least 5 in the full game.
It definitely seems like...
Yeah.
It seems like the framework to have like a bunch of different characters that you can play as.
This one was very much a basic sort of big 2-handed sword kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a combo system. Like I'm just using this basic combo against hordes that involves the big swipe. Mm-hmm. Against these guys, I wait till like I parry them and break their guard, and then I do my big single target damage combo. Okay. There's a bunch of my orbs.
Yeah, I see. Wow. That's fun.
And just clean up the stragglers there. But yeah, you get objectives you can kind of see on the right side of the screen there. Areas you're supposed to assault and capture.
Oh, okay.
Kind of similar
you have a mini map there.
Yeah. See, I have that big guy who like you can't really stagger or stun. So, but then I have this other like armored knight I need to parry and get down, and having them both up at the same time is tricky. But now that he's down, I go back and get the big guy.
Mm-hmm. I really like the art style.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just just the basic gameplay is so much fun to mess around with. I never actually managed to finish a run. The last run I recorded here was my best attempt. I got to the final boss and got him like I think about half down. If you want to cut towards the end there. This is a mini boss and he's almost dead. If you want to like wait till here he is, Giles the Hog.
Oh, okay.
Big boy. You have to dodge him when he gets past. Yeah, it's tricky to avoid his stuff, especially when he gets to his second phase. But you can still parry some of his stuff.
I see that big telegraph there.
Yeah, and then he starts spawning lava circles.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I got him like around like halfway or sub halfway on a couple attempts, and if I get back to it, I think I could get him down. But yeah, after this, the game locked up on me. I had to force close up, which is unfortunate.
That's lame.
He does kill me though. It wasn't a run I lost.
Okay.
It was like after the run.
Okay.
Yeah, and I upgraded my guys. But yeah.
I had another game in mind when thinking of this, but looking at this, the gameplay does leans more towards Dynasty Warriors, but given like the setting, I almost kind of thought of like Mountain Blade.
Okay, yeah,
Bannerlord,
I can kind of see that
in a way, but that a lot of that is more kind of army management and diplomacy sim. I don't know how many of those aspects are in this.
I think that's more something that shows up in like the between match of stuff where you can like spend money to upgrade yourself or upgrade your commanders.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, I think that's where he got me.
Okay.
And then they evacuate me. And then I spend money to upgrade my guys. Yeah. See, this is where one of my guys, I get to pick a new like epithet for him.
Oh, I see.
To like permanently increase their abilities.
Crafty fiddler.
Yeah. But yeah, this was the roguelike that definitely impressed me the most of the stuff I played this time.
Cool.
It's definitely like there's a lot. It's a lot deeper also than the demo shows, just because there's like so many buildings in the town I didn't unlock, so many other characters to play. I know there's going to be more like clans to get powers from and artifacts to try out. So I'm really excited to see what the full game quote.
I wonder if this is something see Northern Lion playing.
I would love to see him try it out. But yeah, this has a 2025 release date, so probably sometime pretty soon.
Oh yeah, it would have to be pretty soon.
Yeah, this month or the next.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it looks really cool. That is Tears of Metal. Nice.
And I just love a game where you can just carve your way through the bridge.
I don't know how I didn't stumble across this demo with a name like that.
Yeah.
One of the demos that ended up in my top 5 I discovered purely through the names.
Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't discover Riddlewood Manor.
Yeah.
I've like literally other escape room games with Manor in the name.
Tears of Metal.
Tears of Metal.
Okay. My number 2 game I found interesting is a point-and-click adventure game.
Okay.
It's called Habromania.
All right. Yeah, I've seen a couple people talking about this one.
Grimbeard mentioned this one in this video.
And then, who was it that just did a stream? Was it Doki?
Doki.
Yeah,
Doki
I know
Bird.
she's a big, like, American McGee's Alice stan,
So, all right. So, a dreamy Alice in Wonderland-inspired RPG that follows 19-year-old Alice as she tries to escape the surreal, cozy hellscape that is Wonderland, hopefully with her sanity intact. Alice must have been falling for at least an hour, or maybe longer. Alice has never been really good at keeping time, but the wind rushes in her hair, yanking at her clothes, and it's almost like she's flying. It's glorious, until she hits the ground. Habromania is a dreamy or nightmarish Alice in Wonderland-inspired RPG that follows 19-year-old Alice as she tries to escape the surreal, cozy hellscape that's Wonderland, hopefully with her sanity tech. Alice wakes up at the bottom of a hole with a pounding headache and no memories of how she landed there, or memories in general, actually. She can't remember her past, but she knows that she needs to get out of here, wherever here is. Oh, I need to adjust the volume back. There we go. Okay. Guide Alice as she attempts to escape Wonderland, navigating lush, hand-drawn environments and the socially incompetent characters who inhabit them, all with their own complex pasts and varied moral compasses. Explore immersive, maximalist environments jam-packed with interactables and collectibles, accompanied by an original OST played on an out-of-tune piano.
It's an interesting brag.
Yes. Make choices through branching dialogue and a karma system that determines the fate of the creatures of Wonderland and Alice herself. Collect very interesting and useful things that aid in puzzle solving, bartering, and uncovering the deeper lore of Wonderland and the people there. Uncover the past and the truth about Wonderland before Alice loses her head or her mind. Habromania is a narrative-driven game with 12 chapters and multiple endings. Chapters will be released continuously as the game updates. And remember what you did. And remember what you did, what you did, what you did, what you did, what you did.
Oh, dear. What did you do?
What did you do? What did you do?
What did you do?
But, yeah, so this is sort of a kind of dark reinterpretation of Alice in Wonderland. And I was really drawn to this one. Whereas American McGee's games, great games, are very famously like overtly dark. Mm-hmm. Where this one is much more just like unsettling, and I think it's an interesting sort of interpretation of that. And earlier we sort of talked about like Banjo-Kazooie style voice acting, or like character voices. This uses that concept, but it uses piano keystrokes instead. I don't know if you can hear.
I can hear piano. I thought that was just the score, though. But
yeah, no, that's actually Alice speaking. So.
Oh, I see. That's interesting.
But yeah, I thought that was a really neat way to do that.
Yeah.
But
and I assume like other characters maybe have like different.
I believe you run into the Cheshire Cat near the end of the demo, and I think he also speaks in like a different like octave of keystrokes. But yeah, most of the gameplay is like typical like point and click puzzle solving. So I started in that room where I fell, and the doorway is blocked with vines, so I had to move away a rug to reveal some scissors that I used to cut the vines with. And then I walk around a few screens picking up different objects and solving puzzles. I come across a skeleton.
Rip. Bad things happen in Wonderland sometimes. Oh, and there was a spider in there.
But I was really particularly drawn to this, and my number one game on this list are mostly there just because of how much I really dug the art. How very beautiful I thought it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got a great art style.
Yeah, I feel like I recognize that sort of character style from somewhere. I looked up
kind of familiar.
I looked up the artist, and the only thing the only thing they've actually like released as like a product is like a graphic novel of some kind. But yeah, it's a really interesting style.
Yeah.
But she finds a few things on this skeleton, including a journal that she decides to take, and it's a blank journal, so she decides to take it from them and sort of document her own experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the way she draws herself.
Yes.
Remember, my head hurts.
Remember your past. Could have used this journal for open.
Oh, she's even drawn her doing some little dances.
Yes. If you're reading this, I might be dead in the bottom of a hole, and you found this near my decaying corpse. If so, hello, my name is Alice. I'm 19 years old, and that's just about all I can remember about myself at the moment. So, yeah. But it's very interesting. So this next screen, there's a bunch of statues. And basically, there's a few statues that you can give objects to. You need to figure out which objects you need to give to each one.
Okay.
So this lady has like a bunch of flowers like adorned on her hair and around her. So you end up giving her the flower that you found earlier. Lady Justice here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you actually give her anything, but she's there.
Her hands are kind of full, let's see.
And then here's like an old crone.
Yeah.
You end up getting an apple, and that's what you give to her.
She looks very like evil queen from Snow White.
Yeah. And then you have a pregnant lady here, and you find one of the later screens. You find a toy doll, or like a toy like baby doll that you give to her. So yeah, here's the next screen. There's the apple tree, but there's a gap between you, so you have to find some way across.
Yeah. Oh, there's a board.
Yeah. Some sort of like water wheel system.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the next screen. Here's a crow with a pitcher and just a mountain of junk.
Yeah.
Very very sort of interesting interpretation of Wonderland.
Yeah.
That
does feel very unique.
Yeah.
That's been a world that's been mined very heavily, so it's hard to find like new ways to interpret it, but this looks very much like its own thing.
Let me see if I can skip ahead where I give the objects to all the statues. Okay, yeah, I give the lady the statue of flower, and this little bit lights up here. Mm-hmm. Then I think I move over. Yeah, there's the old crone. I give her the apple. Open up my inventory. It's like a little piece of newspaper.
Yeah. Turn to stone when you hand
that. Yeah, the Alice has a very kind of interesting style of speaking and thought process.
I like the way she moves her arms when she walks.
Yeah. Very sort of confused and unsure with herself.
Yeah.
It was in the trash. So yeah, those three statues light up, which opens this door.
Yeah. Oh.
So this screen has a statue of a Grim Reaper and a lady holding her hands out. And then there's a little piece of paper on here. this little note, and it gives some lore to some like mythology of the world. Death and life are not enemies, as the humans always suppose. So there could be no warmth of day without the cool hand of night. So too, there be no life without death. Life brought beginnings, mornings, and light. Death brought endings, sleep, and peace. And so it was for all time, always and forever. So yeah, there's another note in addition to that one that kind of sets up this sort of kind of symbiotic relationship between life and death. Mm-hmm. And that seems to maybe be a concept it's going to kind of interrogate more. Mm-hmm. But you're in this screen, so you have to figure out what to do with this fountain that's not running, and you need to figure out what the Grim Reaper's supposed to be holding there, and you end up finding out that it's the pitcher that the crow was sitting in one of the earlier screens. So you need to figure out a way to get that pitcher, and that's definitely the most interesting part of the demo, because the first time I played through the demo, the way I got it didn't really sit right with me. So when I played through it again, I tried to see if there was a different way of getting that picture. But I at least in this footage, I ended up not being able to figure out like a different solution. But when Dokibird streamed it, she figured out the solution the other way you could. That definitely feels much better.
Okay.
I don't know how much of a you want spoiled.
Oh no, sure. Go ahead. I'm curious.
So, so the crow. Oh, this is too far. So you need to get the crow to move off the pitcher because it's built a nest there. Mm-hmm. And so, what I did both times. Oh yeah. Oh, there's the pitcher.
Yeah.
There in the statue room. There's also a Medusa statue.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw you gave her a mirror.
And if you can give her a mirror, which causes the statue to crumble, and one of these snake heads from the statue comes off, and you can pick that up and combine it with a vine to make a fake snake, which you use to scare the crow away. But the crow, while it's frightened, runs into a wall and dies.
Okay.
Too far ahead. Yeah. So yeah, there's the crow right there.
I see. Oh, Rip Crow.
Let's see. Here we go. Here's me using the... Oh yeah, see, I got a shiny ring earlier. I thought I could use that to lure the crow away.
Okay, yeah.
I had the right idea though. Mm-hmm. So here's the fake snake.
Oh.
There you go. It flies into a wall. Oh. So, so here's my image. I wonder if I need to pause the video there. Okay. So, what Dokibird ended up figuring out, I got this. You get this picnic basket with twigs in it. Mm-hmm. So what you need to do, you also get this like ornate necklace from another one of the statues. So you combine this picnic basket with the necklace and the ring to create an alternative nest for the crow to get to.
Okay.
So then you lure the crow off the pitcher that way. So
interesting.
So like the Steam description did kind of briefly mention there being sort of a karma system.
Yeah.
So which kind of implies maybe like alternate, like multiple solutions to a given problem. This seems like maybe like a microcosm of that.
Yeah, I can see that. Although it's tricky because you can't really tell which is going to be like the bad way to solve a puzzle.
Yes, with adventure games, you assume most objects you get are going to be a component of some kind of puzzle.
Yeah.
But whether that's like it ends up being an inert component of a puzzle you already dealt with, or maybe something down the line, is going to be kind of ambiguous. But you get the picture, you give it to the statue. Let me see if I can. And that activates the fountain, which activates the water wheel mechanism in the other screen, and you ride that up to the next sort of level. She's kind of wondering where the water's coming from, but trying not to think about it too hard. This is where you end up out of the well. There's it's still kind of a big garbage pile.
Yeah.
There's a house here, but it's locked, so you need to find a key inside. So yeah, here's the second little bit of lore about
Life and death.
Life and death.
Those two.
Mm-hmm. But you go all the way to the left here, and then you find a key on the ground. Oh, and the complete works of Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh yeah, those. Are
But then you lose the key. So yeah, and while you're going through screens in this area, you see in the background there's this picture of a rabbit with his hands outstretched. You pick up the key, but then you like lose it somehow. But then when you walk back, let's see if I can. Oh yeah, when you walk back, you see the key in the rabbit's hands there, and he drops it. So you pick up the key. So that's just some more kind of like unsettling spookiness. And then, this is the best part. You try to unlock the house with the key, but you drop it. And you try to pick the key back up. Then it starts floating. And it transforms.
Oh, this guy.
And the best line in the demo.
Jesus Christ, a talking cat. I did not expect that.
But yeah, you talk to the Cheshire Cat, who says, you know the Cheshire Cat. He plays a lot. He teases you and plays a lot of word games with you, and it's just the same here. But you exhaust him into letting you have the key and unlock the door, but not before he explains that this is a demo, and if you want to learn more, to go to the Kickstarter.
Okay.
Yeah,
I hope the Kickstarter makes it.
I went and checked it after I first played the demo. It had gotten its funding in every goal but the last one.
Okay.
Which was to get an extra ending. Mm-hmm. But after I recorded the footage, I went back and it had reached that goal as well. So it's fully funded.
Oh, good.
It's a pretty long roadmap, though. I guess it's not going to be fully released until like 2030.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it had like a TBA or
I think the first chapter will be in early access next year.
Okay.
And I think it's going to do like a chapter per year.
Interesting.
I think that's the plan.
Yeah. I mean, that's how Poppy Playtime does it, so it works for them.
But beyond that, other thing I'll mention to like, it's more kind of subtle use of like horror. One thing I thought was really neat. There's a moment in this demo that it wasn't really a jump scare, but it was kind of shocking. Mm-hmm. But I came across it the first time I played through the demo, and I wanted to see if it was something optional when recording the footage, and it was. So it's actually not in the footage.
Huh.
But I thought it was really interesting. It has to do with like the statues.
Okay.
The statue area. So, I mentioned there's like a Lady Justice statue right next to the door. Well, after you solve the statue puzzle and go in to the next screen with the Grim Reaper fountain, if you leave, the Lady Justice statue is gone.
Okay.
So, and then you don't know where it is, but if you go all the way back to the beginning of the demo where you fell, she's falling on her... She's on her knees and her hand is in her head, like she's weeping, and she's covered in blood. Oh dear. So there's definitely some kind of symbolism going on with there. Like the Justice is weeping at Alice falling into this hole and into this world. So it was really kind of unnerving in a really interesting way.
What's going on with this?
But it's a very, very cool. Both a very cool demo and a very cool like interpretation of kind of as you mentioned, kind of a well-trod intellectual property. Mm-hmm. And here's the credits for the game, and sort of portraits of all the developers in that
Yeah.
sort of style. So very
Fun.
neat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely look forward to this. It does have a Kickstarter. Feel free to Kickstart it, but it's already funded.
Yeah.
But I guess one of the Kickstarter tiers is you get a deck of cards with like all the characters on it.
Oh, cool.
Which would be neat, but that's like the $90 here. So
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it looks really neat. That is Habromania.
Okay. All right. Next up for me is Tides of Tomorrow.
Okay.
And this one made my honorable mentions almost solely because it's a game I think would be a really fun stream project.
Okay.
So we'll find out as I read this description. Okay. Welcome to Elend, a world struggling to survive in the wake of the Great Flood. As a deadly plastification threatens to kill all living things, steel yourself to face the numerous challenges posed by this ocean planet. Find a cure, explore floating platforms, or deal with the threats exposed by the community. As you delve deeper into the mysteries of Elend, you'll never be alone. Other players impact your story. As you explore Elend, you'll encounter a diverse cast of characters. Each one has their own moods, motivations, and perspectives on the planet's fortunes. Choose your allies carefully, as every decision has the potential to create new adversaries. Keep one close eye on your friends' adventures too. Their actions will shape your own story, requiring you to carefully react to an unpredictable world. Features: follow your friends or favorite streamers on their own adventures. Sail through uncertain waters, gathering resources to improve your chances of survival. Explore diverse floating platforms set against unique landscapes. Encounter iconic and unforgettable characters ready to help or hinder your progress. Okay, so the big gimmick here is that when you start a playthrough, you might have seen it when the footage just started, you have to pick another player. You're called like Tidewalkers, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Tide something. So, like this lady here keeps pulling Tidewalkers out of this part of the sea. They're apparently like sort of suspended here somehow. So she pulled one out right before you. For me, on this run, it was someone named Camp
Crystal Lake. Okay.
Yeah. And basically, whatever that person did in their playthrough basically sets the world state for what you encounter during your playthrough.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So, unfortunately, I played the demo through once and then a second time to gather footage here. And unfortunately, the world state was very similar both times. It seems like the idea is you go to this one floating platform. Either it's in a lockdown state under this sort of like dictatorial manager who's hoarding resources, or you arrive and the lockdown's been lifted and things are more open and you can move around a bit more freely. And both times I played through, the lockdown had been lifted, and my run-throughs always ended with the lockdown being reinstated. So I think it sort of like flips back and forth depending on which one you arrive. I'm not sure there's a way I could have finished the demo without having the lockdown happen. But there were key differences. Like the first time I played through, the person who went before me had been very unselfish, like leaving resources behind for me and helping a lot of people they could find. And I also acted that way. And so the second time I played through, I wanted to like see how much I could like stretch the system.
Yeah.
So I tried to behave a lot more selfishly this run through in the options I picked and like who I followed. I was trying to also pick someone who was also very selfish, and I did see that from time to time, but it was hard to really find a ton of differences.
Yeah.
Just because like it was the lockdown was lifted both times I went through this area, but there were definitely like the people around were like definitely more unfriendly, and there were definitely like opportunities for stuff like I wasn't able to do because of the guy I was following had like saved stuff for himself instead of like, passing it off. So that was pretty interesting. But yeah, you see these kind of rifts in space and time. You can kind of focus in on and see like what the other person did on their playthrough, like the choices they've made.
Interesting.
But yeah, I think it would be really fun to like do a stream project where one of us plays through it and then the other person like doesn't watch that but then has to start a new playthrough where they followed like the first person and has to deal with all of their bullshit.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I think that would be fun. I guess this developer has a game before this that might have used a similar mechanic, but I think this is supposed to be like a much more fleshed out version of it. Like I think that
Okay.
game's like it's Route something. I want to say just Route 66, but that sounds way too generic.
Yeah.
It is like a driving through America. I think this setting's much more unique. You've got this ocean planet with tons of just like it's very like inspired by like that great blob of like plastic that's floating out somewhere in the
Yeah.
Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's like microplastics in all the water that is totally like seeping into people's bodies and like giving them strange like sores and discolorations on their
Interesting.
bodies. You can kind of see that later when you get to the main setting of where the demo takes place. This intro cuts. This interesting goes for a bit, and then if you want to get to around 9 minutes, I get back to like there's a little like cut forward scene, and then I get back to like gameplay that leads into the main settlement. There's this substance, I just saw the name. I couldn't remember it before. It's called ozone. Your plastification disease is gradually killing you.
Oh, okay.
You need this medicine called ozone to keep yourself healthy. That seems to be the main like scarce resource. You need to like determine if you're going to give it to other people or later players to help them out or save it for yourself. And the demo doesn't really push like your supply of that medicine too hard, so it's really easy to be like helpful to everyone else without any consequences because it's just the demo. But I'm curious to see how harsh it's gonna be. The version of the demo I played through both times ends with you heisting some ozone either for yourself or to like help other people. And the first time I did the help other people thing, but the second time I was full in on let's keep it for ourselves and also like my heist partner. Heist buddy, which is this like dancer girl.
Okay.
Who's happy and dying. And like one of the if you like decide to use your supply of the medicine to help other people, you get a very grim message right at the end of the demo about how her conditions worsening severely.
Oops.
So yeah. Yep, here's the main settlement where the demo takes place.
Okay. Wow.
It's very colorful.
Yeah. It's a pretty good production value.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I don't think I've really heard of this developer before, and I think they only have the one game previously. But there's definitely some muscle behind it. And
Yeah.
the art design very nice.
Excuse me.
Explains a bit of the visions here. And you also find like scrap is your main resource to buy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can find one specific. If you want to go around to 14 minutes. Alright, so there's a bridge here, and in both of my runs, like the person who played previously broke this bridge, and then both times I ended up like paying to repair it. Just because it does like, even though it wasn't selfish, it does unlock stuff for me over there, and I ended up doing it.
Oh, I see. For the next Tidewalker, I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Grab some scrap.
The next Tidewalker will remember this.
Yes. Oh yeah, and this lady. First time I played through, this lady was all about helping me because the previous Tidewalker helped her out. But now she's angry because like no one helped her before.
Aw.
Yep, she was dying, nose and begging. Camp Crystal Lake did not help her out.
Ah.
So I also, like, in that spirit, told her to go screw herself.
You're inspired
Yeah.
by Camp Crystal Lake.
Yes. Yeah, here, I just got it.
Don't blame me for it.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of get the, like, you have to deal with, you know, the fallout of those previous people. They're all lumping you together. Could you go to 18 minutes?
Yeah.
I wish I could remember these characters' names, but I don't. I have so many characters here. Let's see. Ayla, that's our sort of main contact for this this demo. You can kind of see she has a lot of the discolorations like on her face,
Yeah.
on her legs and arms. She's planning a heist, and her girlfriend here is the daughter of like the leader of this area, who's like a giant asshole. In the other version of this, where the station's on lockdown, you have to like locate her, and you have some sort of like conversational face-off with her father.
Oh,
But
okay.
I don't really know how that goes because I haven't played it enough.
Interesting.
But yeah, after this is the only section where you like get to do some gameplay that's not really just this like dialogue stuff, making choices, like spending resources. There's a brief like stealth section. You sneak through the headquarters to steal the medicine for people, or in this case, for myself and Ayla here. But yeah. Yeah, I think the other version of the demo is where she helped you when things went to shit.
Ah, okay.
Okay. If you want to go to 26, I think that's where I make like my last choice. And then like, or maybe like 25, 30. Yeah. Oh yeah, I pick. Oh yeah, this is I think making a plan for like the rest of the game. Maybe go to 25. I think that's where the choice happens.
Okay.
Yeah, here I have to pick which one of these. Left or right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It does kind of remind me of like the Telltale like Walking Dead style games where you're just like picking stuff, but I think the additional layer of having to deal with other players' actions really adds a fun wrinkle to everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. When I got here, I had to like stow like Ozen in secret compartments for future players, which I thought was interesting because like if you don't find those spots, like maybe other players like don't get that. But yeah, I found a few, but I don't know if I found everything. Okay. Yep. And then they talk for a bit, and then we leave, and then we get a little final crawl. Oh yeah, we're talking about like trying to figure a way out to make our own version of the medicine.
So what's the gameplay like? Is it like an immersive sim in a way?
It seems kind of like in a light way. 'Cause mostly you're just navigating around. There is a small stealth section. I can try to find that. I think the stealth starts maybe around 20 minutes, a little after. But the trailer implies there's going to be like a bit more to the gameplay. There's definitely like more stuff going on.
Definitely seems like a lot of exploration and like dialogue and stuff, which I like.
I should have. There's a fun unwrinkle to like both the stealth mechanics and like the player stuff coming up here. I'll let the game play out here.
Okay, I see a vision cone.
Yeah, this is just like the tutorial for like how vision and stealth works. I can watch.
Camp Crystal Lake, what'd you do here?
I think you just snuck around. I don't know if you have a way to just like bop these guys on the head or shiv them in the back yet. But yeah, here you find these two guards. One of them's talking about how she feels like someone has been in her locker.
Oh.
So she checks it there. And that's where this guy was hiding
when
he came through here earlier. But yeah, when you drop down, you make a little too much noise. So you have to hide, but you don't want to hide in the locker the guy hid in previous. So you have to like be reactive to what happened before you. Which I think was a fun twist.
That's neat.
But yeah, this is the stealth section is really short. I think there's one more person to sneak past here, and then you start stealing medicine.
Okay.
But that's about it. But yeah, there's a trailer like on Steam that seems to imply like the gameplay will have a bit more, some more robust elements maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, and also I think the first time I played through, I snuck past another guard here, but based on something Camp Crystal Lake did, there were less guards placed this second time. It was interesting. Yeah, here's where I load medicine up. If you want to go to like 2720, that's where like the demo ends and kind of sums up the stuff I made and how stuff could have gone. Oh yeah, I was dropping off some supplies for the next person. But yeah, leaving the station. Got to find a place to cool off because like the guards walked in on us while I was loading up the last of the medicine, so like the boss got angry and re-implemented the lockdown.
Okay.
Yeah. Followers will find Market Land under lockdown and heavily guarded. Followers will find more Ozen in the hideout. but people won't be happy. And Ayla's going to be okay because I made her be selfish with the medicine. Here's where it describes kind of what the other playthrough is like. I might go back and then play, see if I could find someone who like sets up this condition for me because I'm curious.
Yeah, I think this definitely seems like something I might check out the demo for, assuming it's still on.
I think it might be.
But maybe I'll get one in lockdown. Yeah. But I like this idea of kind of stealth and exploration game. So like typically the big appeal of immersive sims is like the different sort of means of like solving problems and objectives and stuff.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of like sort of like other players kind of influencing what sort of like stuff is at your disposal.
Yeah, the world state that is set and like what resources are around.
Kind of. So in addition to just like the open-ended sort of problem solving that you'd find in an immersive sim, but the problems themselves will fluctuate based on of like variables from like other players. That seems really cool.
Like I know like clearly like two players broke a bridge that sort of cut something off for me unless I fixed it. And that's definitely an interesting thing to consider. Like some things here, like you clearly see a fighting pit at one point, and there's like some place where you're having a scuffle with some guys. So there might be some kind of like combat stuff in this game. I imagine it'd be pretty light though. This doesn't seem like a real fighty focused game.
Yeah.
Like what mechanics there seem to be much more stealth. Oh, there's my code if you want it.
Okay.
If the demo's still up, I guess you could try that to see what it's like.
Okay. So shows the seed there. That's cool.
Yeah. That's sort of like my impetus for maybe doing a stream sometime, just so we could like have.
So I was going to ask if there was a way to actually follow a specific player's playthrough, but I guess that's how. So,
right, and they also talked about how like if a streamer plays this game, people who watch them could play their seeds after, try to fix all the horrible things,
all the stupid mistakes they made.
But yeah, I think it's a real interesting concept.
Yeah,
I had a good time with it. I'm really curious to see how like malleable the game ends up being. It should be an interesting time.
All right. So my number one game I found interesting is another sort of adventure game, but also like with like horror elements to it. It's called Cat Carried Butterfly.
Okay.
And I really found this interesting. I'll go over the Steam page here. The story unfolds in Republican-era Shanghai. Liu Ping, a girl raised in an orphanage, receives a letter from the headmaster guiding her back to her childhood home. In the long-forgotten courtyard, amid a maze of fading traditions and new ideas, she uncovers her past and long-buried eerie secrets. Cat Carried Butterfly is a Chinese folklore-inspired narrative mystery game told through the lens of Shanghai dialect, retelling strange tales from a century ago. Raised in an orphanage, Liu Ping returns to her childhood home. While uncovering her past, she unravels a mystery entwined with old customs and new ideas. Drawn from authentic historical backgrounds of early 20th century Shanghai, a time when the remnants of feudalism clashed with modern thought, this is the tale of a girl searching for her identity and of ordinary lives hidden in the alleys, burdened with sorrow and fleeting joy. The tide of history struck each individual like a great wave. May fate pass us by. Players will follow Liu Ping's perspective as she returns to her former residence, Lushong Lane. Within the overlap of reality and illusion, she reunites with the bygone souls of the house. A cat, a rat, humans, spirits, and specters, each harboring riddles of their own. The courtyard and alleys hold the scars and obsessions of everyone who once lived there. Featuring hand-drawn retro pixel art, from the intoxicating glamour of Greater Shanghai to the shadows of its slums, the game paints an authentic portrait of the city's historic past. Performed by local Shanghai actors, the dialect's lilting tones echo like whispers from the depths of the courtyards, sketching fragments of bygone tales. Puzzles are like piecing together lost fragments. Through searching old belongings and listening to hushed voices, the story quietly takes shape. No demanding brain teasers, just a haunting journey into the uncanny past. So this is as the page says, it's sort of like a historical drama. And
Okay.
That's a big part of what I found interesting about it, just because it's kind of a part of history I'm just not particularly familiar with. 20th century
Era
China.
like,
But
I think before the war, but I'm not quite clear on when the Republican era was.
But there's definitely like a lot of Silent Hill vibes to it. A lot of like psychological horror and kind of unexplained supernatural phenomena going on. The demo starts it's this flashback when you're a child and you're raised in an orphanage. Let's see. So you're getting bullied by some kids. You're playing you're playing a game with them, but the game that you're playing with them is that basically that they chase you.
Oh God!
So this is where you learn that you can sprint. But gameplay wise, you're basically just working on like a 2D plane like this. You can only go left and right. And so yeah, here's you sprinting. Hold shift to run. And you run from these kids, and then you get QTE to knock over these tables. But then this kid's crawling towards you. Can you see the shadow on the wall?
Oh yeah.
It's like a cat, and you run into the mist. And then I think. As you go through this flashback, you keep picking up pieces of this like torn letter, one of which is in the upper left corner here, as you can see. So I tried to skip ahead, but I was clicking in OBS. So now it's the evening, and you've kind of walked past this like traveling performing troupe, and they have these like really big, kind of exaggerated human masks that look kind of creepy.
Sure do.
And there's a few of them kind of holding a bowl out for donations. And then you eventually make it to the street into the bookstore that is run by the guy running your orphanage who like raised you, and you're kind of working as an assistant in this bookstore. You go inside the bookstore. But basically, you eventually... this is funny. So you get 4 pieces of this torn letter, and then at the end of this prologue, you have to assemble the letter. And I guess one of the biggest criticisms of this demo is a lot of people were really confused about how to put this letter together, because I imagine most like me, most English speakers don't understand that. I guess like Chinese script arranges things in those vertical lines instead of horizontal. Vertical. So because you can rotate the pieces in addition to like moving their position. So the first time I played through this, I tried like every permutation where they fit together, but the lines were horizontal.
Okay.
It didn't work, but then I realized, oh, that's right. There like some Chinese script is written in that way with like vertical lines, and I eventually figured that out. But apparently that was a pain point for a lot of people playing the demo, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
But okay, eventually assemble, and this is a letter from the director of the orphanage being sent to an adult Lu Ping, which is the child in the demo, and it's information about where she was before she lived in the orphanage that she doesn't remember, but she wants to figure out where she came from and why she got sent to an orphanage, and that's kind of the crux of like the story.
Okay. Arrange books to make
that. So, you do this little a book organizing puzzle in the bookstore.
Okay.
And then you open this book and weird symbols start appearing. And at some point, it cuts back to the bookstore. Okay, now it's all dark and dilapidated.
What happened?
Yeah.
Definitely getting the Silent Hill vibe you're talking about now.
And then you step outside, it's dark.
Yeah.
And then, I might not be able to skip. Oh, no. Okay. But, you get chased by some kind of evil-looking spirit.
Okay.
So I think it shows up in the right here. I don't know, or maybe...
Definitely sprinting to the left of this.
But just like Habromania, I was really kind of impressed by like the art style and the use of color.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was very pretty.
Yeah, I do like the art.
Really good use of like contrast and shadow.
The lighting there is really neat.
Kind of punctuate the eeriness.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kept moving to the right. These are like, this is the performing troupe that you came across earlier. I want to get footage of this monster.
Okay. I would like to see just what kind of monsters are in this game. There's some fog.
Yeah, there's lots of fog.
Mm-hmm.
At least in the prologue.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
So then you have to run from this guy.
Yeah. Oh, the foliage is wilting there.
Mm-hmm. There's the kids that bullied you from earlier.
Those jerks.
There's the troop, and this is your
yeah, the bookstore owner.
Yeah. And then your only option is to duck into this alleyway.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, then you look back outside. It cuts to
Oh my.
rickshaw puller, and then you wake up in your adult looping here. But so yeah, you've just received this letter, and basically he gives you the address of where you grew up, and it's like an urban tenement, and this is where the rickshaw guy is taking you to.
Okay.
And so you get a bit of dialogue between you and the rickshaw guy. Just charming. And so and this is the same alleyway you ducked into at the end of the prologue. And this is where this is where the demo takes place, and I feel like this is probably where most of the game takes place as well.
Okay.
And so it's an old abandoned tenement where a lot of people have disappeared, and it's kind of just like locked and quarantined away now.
Okay.
And so you kind of break in and sort of kind of explore it to kind of figure out what happened to it and the people there. You kind of go around, you light the torches to kind of light up the area. There's one of those creepy masks.
Yeah.
But you kind of go around in this kind of spooky abandoned place and just kind of run into kind of different spooky phenomena. Yeah, there's like a ghost girl that keeps showing up.
Yeah.
But and a lot of sort of like spooky phenomena kind of inspired by Chinese folklore, which is really neat. There's a hand coming out of a hole in the wall that wants something. So there's like there's two symbols here. So this is a marble and this is bolt cutters.
Okay.
So it turns out that it'll trade you one of those things for the other, so you need to find one of those. And so, for example, there's a door that's chained up that you need the bolt cutters for. So you need to find a marble to trade with that hand. So it's kind of the typical adventure game puzzle. Here's a crazy man.
I see. His name is Psycho.
Yeah. And the ghost girl that you come across gives you her shoe, which she has you use to lure this guy away so you can pick up an item to use in another puzzle. And then, but yeah, it's a lot of like, sort of exploring this.
Yeah. Definitely great art environment design here.
Yeah.
It's a real well-drawn location.
Yeah, I really like the art. So you cleared this poster away. It's another hole.
Oh, boy.
And you better believe a hand's going to come out of that hole.
Oh, my. What are the symbols there?
So that's like a paper boat,
Okay.
which you got earlier and folded into a boat. There's I think that's like fly paper that you can set down as a mousetrap. So you come across different sort of, I guess you call them puzzles, but like, like weird conundrums that you need to find solutions for. Yeah, here, this definitely feels like some kind of Chinese folklore thing I'm not familiar with. This is a coin sword.
Okay.
It's a bunch of coins strung together in the shape of a sword, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
I didn't find any use for that yet in the demo.
Okay.
Yeah, here's your inventory up here, and I light that torch. There's a little mouse hole here with some like bloody footprints going into that.
These mice getting up to.
Yes. The ghost girl gave me her shoe, and she told me to give it to the rats, so I put it down by the mouse hole, and they drug it into the hole. And the first time I did that, I went back to the first floor, and they dropped it in front of me, so I picked it back up, and then I went and put it back in that same hole, and that's what lured the crazy guy away.
Huh.
Yeah, there's me picking the shoe back up. Oh, and this is what the crazy guy had that I needed to take as a wooden doll. And in the very first screen of the demo, there's a music box with 3 figurines, but places to put 4 of them, and that's what that wooden doll is for. But yeah, here I start getting a hallucination. There's a little scene of something going on. So me kind of remembering my past in this place.
Yeah. Oh.
Here's the music box. But yeah.
Oh,
and there's some statue point. Oh yeah, at any point in the demo, this is the first screen. You can go to the left and you can just leave the demo.
Oh.
And that seems to be what the statue pointing outside seems to be implying. But basically, you end up managing to get up to the 3rd floor, and it seems to imply that your family were like physicians of some kind, but maybe either you were using modern medicine that was shunned by like the more traditional parts of this neighborhood, or the opposite. Maybe you're using like more traditional medicine that was getting looked down upon.
Okay.
But there's definitely some like schism that formed between like your parents and the rest of the people in this tenement. But at least that's definitely what I gathered from the story here. But it's very kind of dark and surreal and interesting. Here's another cutscene.
Okay.
But it's very. I just really liked the vibe of it.
Yeah.
It's horror, but it's not like overt like hostile horror. It's much more, like Habermania. It's much more unsettling, which I really dig. Here's my match went out and I relit it, and the ghost girl's behind me.
What's she doing back there?
All right, this is the 3rd floor, and this is where my parents lived. It's all like boarded up and bricked up here. So something happened in here.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Something pretty bad, it seems.
Yeah. But that's right where the demo ends before you can actually get inside. So, but it was pretty neat. It's a cat-carried butterfly.
Yeah.
But kind of very kind of surreal and unsettling horror combined with interesting Chinese folklore, which I think is really
I think that's
cool.
real interesting.
But yeah, a really sort of novel concept
Yeah.
through which to kind of make a horror point-and-click mystery. So that's cat-carried butterfly.
Okay. Up next for me, I'm going to talk about something kind of horror adjacent.
Okay.
I doubt Ted is still awake or watching, but this is maybe the most Ted game I've played in this game. Let's talk about Nighthawks.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh.
Yep. 6 months ago, you died and were reborn, a vampire, a predator,
Ooh.
not a mere creature of the night, but one of its masters. At least that's how things were supposed to be. Unfortunately, it's a new world out there. Vampires have finally been exposed, and although your existence is presently tolerated, your constant thirst for blood is not. You arrived in the one city willing to promise vampires a fresh start, only to find suspicion and paranoia waiting on its dark streets.
Oh, okay.
But death could not hold you, and fear will not hold you back. When the sun sets, outcasts rise. It's time to seize the night by the throat. Enter a deliciously twisted new take on vampire role-playing games as you take over a failing nightclub on the wrong side of the tracks and turn it into your personal empire through seduction, intimidation, and careful use of secret supernatural gifts such as mesmerism, natural dominion, and corpse stalking. We'll see those here in a bit. This is the character creation process.
Cool.
I'm picking my sire here.
Oh, okay.
I believe, and the sire also determines the first member you get in your kind of RPG party. The first time I picked the Shadow, and my sidekick was a little Kirsten Dunst style vampire who was also the Empress of Rats.
Oh, fun!
This time I picked the Aristocrat, and I picked I ended up with this noble vampire lady whose name I have already forgotten. She was not super memorable.
Oh, okay. Not
Empress of Rats. I did a third playthrough just to try to figure out how the character creation mechanics worked, and that time I got a vampire street magician, and she was also pretty fun.
Oh, that's fun.
Not as fun as the rat girl, but okay. Befriend and recruit fellow outcasts, digging deep into their stories and harnessing their skills. Explore a fully voiced, lavishly written world of dark shadows and bright neon, where your every decision could push the world towards a bold, united future or a whole new era of fear and paranoia. All right, this thing goes on for quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip ahead.
Read as much as you want.
Over 800,000 words of lavishly written story set over 2 years of modern vampire life. A fully voice cast, and we're going to list some voice actors here.
Okay.
I don't need to say them, but 10 companions to team up with. Does call out Madame Lux, the vampire street magician, and Agatha, the free-spirited urchin empress of the rats.
Oh, wonderful. 4
endings, ready to appeal to every side of your vampire nature. Multiple adorable rats, some of which you can pet.
It's funny, one of my picks also has multiple adorable rats.
Here's some credits. Some of these you're going to recognize here. Richard Cobbett, who is Sunless Sea and Sunless Skies. I know those are pretty popular. Art by Ben Chandler. Unavowed, Techno Babylon, The Blackwell series.
Oh, nice.
Music by Thomas Reagan, Unavowed. And producer Dave Gilbert, Wadjet Eye Games.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. This is Wadjet Eye's next project as the production company. I don't think they're the developer, but Dave Gilbert is involved as producer. And it feels definitely of a kind of the Wadjet Eye games we've played, even though it's not the same setting because there's vampires.
Yeah.
There might be vampires in Unavowed and stuff, but they're open and out, and this is also in a fictional city instead of New York. A city called Cradlebridge. But also, instead of an adventure game, it's something much closer to Disco Elysium.
Oh, okay.
Where you get these character skills.
Yeah.
And then while you're interacting with people or with the environment, you make a roll of the die based on some of these skills to see if you succeed or fail.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll see here. This is the little intro prologue. It's funny. There's whenever you feast on an innocent person for the first time, you get a special notification for it, and it's sort of something you can't take back. And my first playthrough, I immediately had that happen to me. Nice. I have a feeling I'm going to be a very pro eating people person
Good.
this time through. One thing I thought was interesting, one of the special vampire gifts you can get is corpse talking. You can talk to, like, presumably you can talk to ghosts. You can't really in the demo, but you can also sort of read the feelings of the room. And I definitely wanted to do a playthrough just to see how similar it is to, like, that mechanic and, like, Unavowed and, of course, the Blackwell series.
Yeah.
It's not super similar based on the one use it has here in the prologue where you... I don't think I use it in this playthrough, but you kind of, like... You see, like, a memory of a guy who is probably still alive and, like, trying to get blood out of his body in a bathroom. Mm-hmm. He's someone who, like, was your vampire sire's, like, human henchman, like a ghoul. I think, like... This also has a lot of influence from Vampire the Masquerade. I think that concept of, like, a human servant for a vampire that, like, gets some of their blood but isn't a vampire is in there. I think it's definitely in Bloodlines. But he stole something from you and you're trying to track him down and get it back. I think you pick what it is here. But this is mostly just a tutorial to show you how to use your abilities and, like, do a little light investigation. I forget what my ability in this playthrough I picked was. The first time I did, like, shadow walking, which lets me you go, like, incorporeal for a while and sneak around or move through stuff. Oh, there's a rat. The third time I did the corpse walking because I wanted to test it out, but I forget what I did here. Oh, I think it was like a mesmerism thing. There's in like a minute or two, an old lady is gonna burst in here and, like, try to shoot me with a shotgun.
Oh.
The first time I, like, incorporealed through her, like, shotgun and just, like, drank all her blood. And the third time the second time I mesmerized her and just let her live. And the third time I drank all her blood again. Just like, I'm here to do vampire.
Yeah, come on.
I don't want to be a nice vampire. Let me see. But yeah, here you can, like, there's a locked drawer you need to get into. You can either find the key, or if you're a strong vampire, you can just break the door open. If you want to go to around 8 minutes, that's where I have to interact with a human. After I've done everything here. There she is.
Is dead.
Oh yeah, and I mesmerize her. And then the blood is talking to me. It wants me to drink her. But this time, I think I resist my urges. Because I drained her dry, like, the first time through, and I wanted to see what happened differently. Okay, and I just leave her alive. And then you step out of this area, and the second, like, choice you make is about... Or not the second choice, but the second sort of event that happens is about to happen. I'll just let this play out here. You get accosted by a couple wandering the street. Apparently there are vigilantes around who just like to hunt down and beat up vampires.
Oh no.
My first time I played through, I tried to run away because I didn't think I had a very physically strong vampire, but they caught me and beat the hell out of me.
Oh no.
The second time I just decided to stand and fight, and I actually think I win the fight here, even though it's unlikely. Like, I get a good roll or something. I like that they put on creepy masks before they do their business. Yeah, I win the fight, and then I demand they leave. Nice. The third time I play through, I think I lose the fight, but my sidekick for that run shows up and helps me out, the Vampire Street Magician.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of different ways this can go, even this brief prologue section that you can skip, which is also interesting.
Huh.
Like, it lets you just pass the prologue if you've already done it and don't want to bother with it. If you want to go to about 12 minutes, that'll be like the start of the main playthrough. And there's my vampire sidekick. Who's like Veronica. Yes, she's like a fancy vampire nobility.
Oh, okay.
My sire was apparently a very important person, so she's like kind of tracking me down as like a courtesy to that person. But like, I'm not in touch with my sire anymore, so I don't really know much about what's going to happen there. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And she's sort of my sidekick for this run through. She's also a very, like, her skills are focused on, like, talking and seduction and, like, mesmerism as well.
Yeah.
some overlap. Let's see, when do we get out on the streets? So, if you want to go to 1930, we're going to meet a fun character who might get this stream monetized.
Okay.
Okay. I go to this hospital area. I'd missed this location the first time through. First, there's this woman at the desk who has the same art as one of the people who jumped you, I think.
Oh.
So they might just be reusing that asset until, like, the game is finished. Yeah, approach the hospital building here. But yeah, you just go around and meet some weirdos. This, I think, I don't remember if this person's a human or a vampire. I think it's a human. She looks human. Why don't you go ahead to 2030? We'll meet Dr. Finch.
Oh,
Dr.
my.
Finch. He's a vampire, but he was in a horrific fire, and he didn't really heal back all the way.
Uh-huh.
So now he looks like this. And he
Okay.
does underground backroom surgery on vampires.
Oh,
'Cause
fun.
they're healing while helpful also, like, creates certain problems. Like here, there's this vampire who has some sort of, like, parasite in them who just keeps eating away at their re-healing flesh.
Oh,
so
God.
has to get them out of here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he wants you to bring him, like, fresh test subjects if you can find any. I don't do it here. I don't think you can do it in the demo, but it's definitely something that's going to be fun
Yeah.
to explore in the full game. If you want to go to 2530, that'll be where our like one of the big, like, stories of the demo happens. Yeah, here you meet this baby vampire on the streets. She's trying to find, like, a vampire, like, clan to join, and then she drags you into a store to meet someone who is running a clan. If you want to go to 27 minutes, we can do that there. And this is characters maybe the highlight of the demo. Deacon Maze, who is a guy running a vampire pyramid scheme.
Oh, good.
He has made up all this, like, goofy ass lore about vampires that would definitely be present in, like, a Vampire the Masquerade source book.
Oh,
But
good.
that's, like, all completely fake.
Okay.
He's just using it to, like, get other, like, new vampires who don't know any better to pay him, like, 10% of their earnings. And, like, if they recruit new people, those vampires will pay them, like, 10% of their
Oh,
earnings.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty great. But since you've rumbled his scam, he agrees to cut you in on some of the profits. I tried to get more out of him, but my mesmerism isn't at a high enough skill, so we just leave it here. And then let's see. I go to another hospital. Oh, there's go to 36 minutes. There's this, like, free clinic that has a non-creepy doctor, and they give out free blood for people who need it. But after that, we meet this, like, big buff lady vampire from Dublin who just, like, teaches people how to fight, and I thought she was pretty fun. I played a few games with Irish people in them this time around.
Yeah.
My number one is extremely Irish. So we'll get to there. Yeah. Yeah, she's fun. This is
Oh,
the
yeah.
big buff vampire. She gets in a fight with you just to teach you how that works, but then you heal right back up. Oh, what is her name? Circe. I forget how that name is pronounced.
Oh, okay.
Saoirse, that's it. There's an actress with that name, and I mispronounce it every time I see it. But yeah. Okay. All right. If you want to go ahead to 44 minutes, we get to Nighthawks, which is the titular location of this game. It's a nightclub run by a vampire who seems to be kind of like an organized crime lord in this part of the city. We can see him at 46 minutes. He's got a good look. I feel like I can't quite place this voice, but I feel like this is definitely someone who has been in like one of the Watch It Eye games we've played before. But yeah, he's fun. It seems like he's going to be like one of your main like quest givers for like this first section of the game, like drive some of the action. But considering like the description says like maybe you run Nighthawks at some point, I don't know how much he's going to be in the game. We'll have to see how that turns out. But yeah, really, really fun setting. I think the RPG mechanics seem pretty strong.
Yeah.
I'm really curious as to how, like, each playthrough I did felt very, like, there are definitely different ways to, like, branch out. Like, you have to, like, sneak into the bar or, like, get in, and every way I played through, I did it a different way, which was really unique. Or you can just try to wait in line. But yeah, I think this is going to be really, really fun. Watch It Eye hasn't led me astray yet.
Yeah.
Even though this isn't really an adventure game, it's definitely more of an RPG.
Definitely
Playing with that Disco Elysium style. I'm really curious to see more of how like the mechanics play out. Like there's a wardrobe system that the demo doesn't touch at all. It describes it, but you don't get access to any clothes. No, I think like it doesn't really go too deep into how like the roll mechanic works, how like your dice are affected and by stats and whatnot. I think I'd like to learn more about that, but what's on display is pretty impressive. So I'm very excited for Nighthawks, which I guess has been in development for a while.
Okay.
So, but hopefully coming out soon. But it's still TBA for now.
Okay.
But yeah, Nighthawks. That's my last honorable mention.
Awesome. So yeah, that's all of our honorable mentions.
Yep.
We have gone for like 2 hours 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I wonder if our top 5 is going to be.
Yeah, I could see it being pretty long. Do you want to maybe push that to tomorrow instead of our co-op stream?
Could either do that or maybe we could do it Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah. Either works for me. We have been going for a while already.
Yeah. But we'll make this one video and then we'll do our actual top 5 either tomorrow or Tuesday. Okay. One of those two because
Thomas has got some stuff starting
heading
Wednesday.
up to Portland for a few days. But some cool stuff so far. And
So I'm definitely going to try out some of the stuff you recommended.
Yeah, same here. But some even cooler stuff
Yes.
I'm excited to talk about. But we'll get back to that Monday or Tuesday.
Yep.
If Tuesday, we'll be starting Escape Simulator 2 tomorrow.
Yeah, I would like to get to Escape Simulator 2. That would be pretty fun.
All right, let me close this out. Let me get one look at the tier list, how we set it up so far.
Yeah.
So there's our adventure games, and then here's our honorable mentions. Mm-hmm. So, yep, and then we'll get to our top 5 in the next day or so.
I've got a little preview down here.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there they are. All right, I'm excited.
Me too.
All right.